moment and imagining that your feet are planted and grounded into the earth. Imagine that they are bare, so you just feel that grass underneath your feet, and just feel your body grounding and anchoring into the planet. And imagine that there's a green emerald light that begins to stream in through the top of your head. This is the light of the heart chakra. Just feel that move through you. And now imagine that there's a magenta light moving through you. This is the high heart chakra. This is for your unconditional love for self and others. So just feel that green and magenta light. Feel those lights just moving through you. And now I want you to take that light and project it outwardly to the planet, touching every human, sending them love, helping elevate the vibration and frequency by simply sending the entire world love. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. And when you're ready, just come right back and open your eyes. So that's just something that I really love to do. It never hurts to send love to people. Everyone wants to receive and give love. So I like to just, anytime I come together with a group, just take a moment to do that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you can expect with this Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane on Wednesday nights. So it truly is an honor to have you with me, to be here for my very first episode. And I do want to take a moment to just dive a little deeper with who I am, what I will be bringing to you each week, and not just as your host. I want you to know also that I am someone who is just like you, who has literally walked the path of awakening, growth, and I've experienced massive transformation. And I'm not someone that just talks the talk. I do walk the walk. I will walk the walk with you. So I teach through my own experiences so that I can be relatable, which helps me to gain your trust because I've been there, truly. So over the past several years, I have honed my intuitive gifts to really support my own journey, and in turn have been able to help others hone theirs too. But beyond that, my true purpose is something that goes far deeper. I truly am here to help humanity remember and embrace its divine essence, to remind you, all of you, that you were born with incredible spiritual gifts, waiting to be acknowledged, nurtured, and celebrated. And more importantly, utilize them in a way that is supportive to your overall human experience for ourselves and the entire collective. So this is very exciting as I get to share all of this with you. Whew. I'm just going to take a moment to take this in. You guys, this is a lot to take in a little bit. So I'm hosting this show because I do believe it's time for all of us to welcome our woo, to open up to our magic that surrounds us every day, that we get to actually experience and share with others, to have fun with it, to approach it with curiosity and playfulness, to be able to fully trust our intuition, to step into the fullness of who we really are. So as we raise our individual vibration, we collectively raise the vibration of this planet as well. And it becomes a ripple effect, one of love and service and truly unity, where we can all begin to truly thrive. So we are all interconnected. And as we grow spiritually, we do help one another. And and as we help, the world will evolve into something truly extraordinary. That is my hope, that's my dream, my wish for this planet, for all of us to elevate. And I know the way that we get there is through love. And I also know that humans are ready to really fully embrace all that they're capable of. So many of us have so many gifts waiting to be exposed, expanded in, and discovered, that imagine what it would be like if everyone was tapping into their intuition and using it as a way to personally guide them through all decisions they make all the time, throughout their whole life, whether it's at home, with their family, with their jobs, it doesn't matter. Your intuition will not fail you. The only time it fails you is when you don't trust it. So in this space, what I want to do is then offer you tools and insights to help you grow in your spiritual gifts. So I want to empower you that you can trust your inner wisdom. The number one thing when people ask me, Sarah Jane, how did you get here? How did you learn to really trust your gifts? This is always my answer. I had a really great teacher. And when you have a really great teacher and someone that's supporting you and that understands who walked that walk, that's where the magic is really at. It's where you truly can expand in your consciousness and thrive in a world that's deeply in need of the light that each of us carries, because we all carry this light waiting to be shined outwardly so the world can see it. So together, we will explore ways to tap into our higher frequencies, and we will be able to awaken to the truth of who we are and why we're actually here. How does that sound to everybody? I know it's a lot, but I have a lot to say, and I'm super excited to have a platform to be able to do that and share all of the wisdom and all the knowledge and information that I have been able to express outwardly now to everybody else. So I'm super excited. Let's see what I have here. It looks like we have a caller wanting to come in. So I'm going to pause for a moment. And we have a caller coming from, let's see, New York. Porvi is calling in from New York City. Hello, Porvi.
Hi, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you? Thanks for being my very first caller on the show.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I wasn't able to look at the lineup. I'm not sure what your specialty is, if it's tarot or medium.
That's quite okay. So I'm an intuitive guide and a psychic medium. So if you want to ask any questions, or if there's someone that you want to connect with, I can do mediumship as well. So it's really your decision. I will pull cards, but also just give the intuitive guidance. I don't do tarot. I have oracle decks.
Okay. So I guess I think I just want a general read. I have no idea what's going on. I thought I had a lot of direction, and I'm beyond confused at this point. So
are you,
is that too general?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, can you just be a little bit more specific overall in your life? Or is this perhaps just something happening like with a relationship or something specific?
It's just that I feel like my life has been stagnant for I'm just waiting for things to happen and nothing happens.
Okay.
And
I'm going to go ahead.
I guess, in terms of my family, the one that I grew up with, I don't have my own family. Any insights on people's mindset?
Okay. I pulled some cards for you. So let me just channel and see what the messages that are coming through for you that I have right now. So the first card that I pulled for you is called Pillar. It's called Pillar of Light. And it says, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So the message that I'm getting for you right now is that there's going to be people that are going to fall away in your life because they're just not raising their vibration or their frequency with you. So they might be there temporarily. They might be like relationships that are slowly kind of going away. It may be, some of them could be abrupt, but I'm just being told like, it's okay to release them and let them go. This will create space for you to welcome in new people. Boundaries are super important as well. So being super clear in your boundaries when communicating with your family or your friends and your needs will help support you through some of the relationships that you're not necessarily feeling completely aligned with. The next card that you have is Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand by your side. So this is just a reminder that you do have a spirit team here with you waiting to support you. So at any time, Porvi, that you are feeling like you need additional support, we often forget to ask our guides, or we often forget to ask our teams, or whatever you call that thing bigger than you, God, spirit, creator, universe, source, Franklin, Nancy, I don't care what you call it, the thing that's bigger than you. call on your guides, call on your team to support you, because they won't violate your free will and they have to have permission in order to support you. So don't forget that you have that spirit team. And also, you have a really big spirit team, Purvi. So I feel like you are pretty magical, is what I'm being told. And your intuition is really spot on. So trusting that will be super important for you as well. And the last card you have is Get Grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. And the message for that is just don't forget to ground your energy. That grounding is super important. When we ground, this is when we are able to have clarity and confidence with what is coming through. And that's when we can most trust our intuition, is when we're grounded. So if you're a highly sensitive empath, that's also why it's super important, because you want to make sure that you're not taking on the energy of other people. Okay. And then connecting with nature. So you can go put your feet in the bare ground to release all the negative energy, place your back on a tree and to recharge yourself, or turn around and hug the tree. Multiple ways you can do it. And if you can't actually get out of nature, you can always close your eyes and go do it through your imagination, or as I like to call it, in the quantum. So I am not sure if that answers your question fully, because it's a little like not quite direct, but hopefully that's supportive with what you're experiencing.
Mm-hmm. Anything coming up for me at all?
Like in what sense? Like the messages that I'm seeing for you right now is being super clear in your boundaries, making sure that you are taking care of yourself, so your self-care, filling your cup, giving from your overflow, and making sure that you are grounding into your energy and asking your spirit team for help.
More so like I kind of distanced myself from my family for self-preservation. I don't know if there's been any, anything from my doing that, any effect.
The message that I'm getting for you around that is, if you feel fully aligned in the decision that you made, then you need to trust that and not worry about what anyone else thinks, because we often really get caught up in what we think they're thinking. But oftentimes what we're doing is creating a story we don't actually know. So don't create a story that's going to not serve you for your highest good. Instead, if you can, try to trust the decision that you made, and that spirit has your back, and that you're on the right track. I'm just hearing you're on the right track. And I pulled another card for you. You got Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. So you can shift the energy by moving. And really, this is an invitation for your inner child to come out and play and let her have some fun. Don't be so serious. That's the message I'm getting.
Okay. Anything from, I guess, any deceased family members?
Say that one more time. Any family issues?
Any like messages? Anything from deceased family members?
Let's see. You got the Age of Light, which is you've been training for this for lifetimes, meaning that you have psychic abilities that you're able to connect to your team if you want to ask them directly. I'm being told to encourage you to consider doing some automatic writing to actually connect with your past loved ones. And really, like, it's an invitation to begin trusting your intuition.
Okay.
Right. So, Purvi, that's all I have for today. I hope that this was supportive to you. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. All right. We are going to welcome our next caller. Hi, Gina. Calling from.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm super excited to have you. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good. So what can I do for you today? I am pulling from an oracle deck. So if you have a general message, or if there's someone that's passed away, I can do mediumship and connect. What would you like to do today?
Give me some kind of insight of what's going on in my life, please. I got a lot of depression and problems going on right now.
Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say. Did you recently move, or have you been thinking about it?
No, I haven't recently moved.
Have you thought about doing that?
I'm not in a financial situation at the moment to be able to do anything. So that's part of my problem.
Okay, so if money wasn't an option, would you be gone already?
Probably.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Thank you. Okay, so here's what I'm being told. I'm going to pull some cards, but what I'm being told to tell you is be clear on your why. Don't worry about the how. Yep, be clear on your why. Be very clear about why you want what you want. Don't worry about the how, and ask Spirit to help support you. Ask your team to come in and bring you all of the solutions to your issues and to help support you in whatever like desires that you have, destinations that you want to get to, places you want to be. But here are the cards that you have. So the first one, which is just perfect, you got the yes card. So that's just a solid yes. If you want to move, Gina, then start even create a vision board or do something that's going to help support you and putting the action in motion to get you in the desired space that you actually want to be in. The next card you have is boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So I'm being told to tell you that no is a complete and full answer. You do not owe anyone an explanation. You don't have to explain yourself. It's not even your business what they think. So don't stress out about what they're saying, talking about, right? Also, you could create an affirmation that every time someone talks bad about you, you receive abundance tenfold or something to that effect. Because I'm hearing there's some naysayers. There's people that have a lot to talk about. Are there people chirping in your ear?
Okay.
Do you have people that are kind of chirping, saying things to you?
Not to me, but
Not
probably behind my back, yes.
Yep. So just hand all that back to them and don't worry about that. The next card that you have is the Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe. The biggest message in this card for you, Gina, is to call in your soul family, to call in your tribe, call in the people that will support you. They will show up. If you ask Spirit to bring you the people that are here for you to support you on your journey, they will show up, I promise.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Somewhat.
Do you have another question?
Yes. Any insight on my financial situation?
The message coming through is you have the power to change. You have the power to change that.
Okay.
Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. So who can you call on right now to support you as a mentor that will help you? I'm being told that you have your own intuitive gifts, but like a specific mentor is what you're being called to do, to find someone that will support you and making some decisions, really setting your clear boundaries, making your affirmations, and being clear on your desires so that you can actually manifest them.
Okay.
So seeking out a mentor or teacher is the message.
Okay. Is there anybody coming through that has passed on?
I don't have anyone coming in through specifically right now. Is there someone you want to connect with?
Either my mother or my sisters.
Your mother says she's always with you. She's singing the song Brown Eyed Girl. Let's see what she has to say. She says, I have a new understanding, meaning that she is she's definitely one of your guides, and she's definitely around you all the time. She says, just call on me and I will support you. You just have to ask. She says that she's proud of you and not to worry about what anyone else says.
Okay.
And then the last card I have for you, this is from your mom. She says, I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. So do you ever see roses? I feel like she's going to show up as roses.
Okay.
So if you start seeing roses, that's her showing up. So, well,
okay.
Gina, I really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you for being here.
I really appreciate you. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Bye-bye. All right. So here we go, guys. Thank you so much for the callers. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. I hope that you guys are enjoying this as well. So I'm going to just go ahead and wrap things up for this evening and the show and tell you just a couple of things before we head out. So one thing that I like to do is I like to share when spirit be spiriting. So this is one of my favorite things to do, and I'll end each show with this. But sometimes we have these moments where the signs and synchronicities show up, and I call them when spirit be spiriting. So a couple days ago, I kept being really focused on my why. I kept seeing things around my why. I was in a meditation, and I saw people's whys coming up all over like a wall, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I kid you not, the very next thing I did when I got a deck of cards out and I pulled a card, I pulled the why card. I pulled the why card. So I like to call those moments when spirit be spiriting because they're extra validation, definitely synchronistic to let us know that we're on the right track. So if you have a when spirit be spiriting moment that you would like to share on the show, then please send your story to welcomeyourwoo@gmail.com. So you guys, that's a wrap for tonight's episode of Welcome Your Woo. I hope that you've had fun nestling in with me this evening, and I hope that you've got just enough to return for more next week, where I'll be diving into how self-care is a catalyst for expanding your intuition and psychic abilities. Oh, I cannot wait to talk to you about this. So until then, if you're looking for more clarity or spiritual guidance, you can book a personal session with me anytime at sarahjanepatten.com. I look forward to serving you and this growing audience. Don't forget to invite your friends. It's a lot more fun when you can explore together, right? And of course, if you want to stay connected, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram for daily inspiration and updates. You guys, I'm on there all the time. And then, of course, I'll be here every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. So until then, make sure to remember to stay open, trust the journey, and as always, welcome your woo.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Mystic Nick with Mystic Nick. Live from lightheartedmassage.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Mystic Nick on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. So welcome. I'm Nicole Mystic Nick. I'm a psychic medium from Tasmania, Australia. So this is my very first show. So I'm excited to be here and connect with you all. So a little bit about me. I've been a body worker, predominantly massage for a number of years, and I still do that. And I do energy work with people as well. So Reiki, and I teach people Reiki, and I also do some sound healing. And then my gifts started opening up as I was working with people in body work. And I've just actually finished a massage and had some connections with spirit that have passed as well. So that developed. So now I do psychic mediumship readings. I use cards also as part of the work that I do. So you can find me through Lighthearted Massage. Follow me on my page. I do have a group called Radiant Heart Connections. So you can find me there as well if you want to join and learn a little bit more about this work and about yourself. So I am going to take a caller, but not now. I would like to do, I've been guided. So I'm doing my show each week will be a different topic, and I've been guided by my helpers in spirit and they would choose the topic for us. So this week, as I was folding the washing, I was shown that we will be doing a healing meditation visualization. So if you're new to this, it's a great practice just to learn. And it'll be really simple. So it's going to be a self-healing, and it's going to be a healing of the planet, which I think is amazing. So anybody that connects with us through this video can do a healing for themselves, and they can do a healing for the planet. So share this with your friends, do this whenever you need to, and it's a really simple, basic technique. So basically, all we're going to do is I'd just like you to close your eyes, and I'll join you and close my eyes also. So what I want to do is close your eyes, just take a few deep breaths in and out, just to help you relax, and just let your shoulders drop. So I feel like there's many of us that hold a lot of tension, even myself, in our shoulders. So if we can just let our shoulders drop and let our body just, slowly sink in. And just breathe through your nose or through your mouth, in and out. And pop your hand on your heart as well. So, and even you can pop your hand on your tummy. So what we know is the solar plexus, which is the Manipura, or the yellow chakra, which is just above your navel, your belly button. So hand on heart, hand on your belly. That helps to connect the heart and the mind. And we're just going to breathe in and out, just to center ourselves and quieten our mind. And in that, I'd just like you to visualize. So you can do this with your eyes open or closed, preferably. Just visualize a light above you. So that can become from source or the universe or God or whatever term that you like to choose for that. So just imagine so actually what I'm seeing is beautiful golden light sparkles. So we're being showered in sparkled golden energy right now. So if you can see that in your mind, or just picture beautiful golden white light energy sparkles all showering down just for you. So you're going to absorb this energy into yourself through visualization or through your hands, and breathing that into you. And then next, I would like you to use that energy and picture your neighborhood or your city or the area around you, and bringing that energy into you, but then sharing that energy out from your heart or out from your mind's eye, and seeing that beautiful golden sparkling of energy covering your home, your neighborhood, out through the state in which you live in and across the planet. So we're spreading beautiful golden energy and healing energy with our intent through our homes, through our neighborhoods, through our states, through our cities, and across the planet. So just keep breathing. Visualize the earth and planet Earth all covered in beautiful golden sparkling energy. And knowing that we are being guided and protected from the higher realms. I work a lot with the angelic realm as well. So they are there helping us and supporting us, and other beings of the light. And I can actually see them. And they're there to help us heal, and also for us to help the planet. So anytime that you feel anxious or stressed, just come back to yourself and breathe, and just imagine golden light coming into you and then moving out from you and across the world, or across your neighborhood, or even into your home. And you can send this energy to people that you love or need healing throughout your day or any time, and also, more importantly, for yourself. Because one by one, as we heal ourselves and we heal each other. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little exercise. We'll thank you for joining us in that, and I hope you get to practice that and use that little meditation. So now, if there's a caller there available, I'd love to take the opportunity. Hello, Rachel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hello, Rachel. Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, Rachel, I'll just tell you a little bit of what I do. So I can do psychic medium or I can do cards for you. What would you like? Would you like me to try and connect in for you to see someone if they're around in spirit, or would you like me to do a cards for you?
I guess cards.
Cards? Okay.
Yeah.
I am seeing a man with a hat. An older gentleman. So do you have an older gentleman that is passed that's in spirit?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a man that is an older gentleman that is passed, that has passed away, that would be wanting to connect with you?
Not in some years. I guess it'd be one of my grandpas, but
yeah, and the timeline for them is different to ours. So yeah, they can come through if they've been passed for a very long time. They're very clever like that. But yes, there is a man coming in for you right now, but he's wearing a particular hat. So was he in services, or is there a reason why he'd be wearing a specific hat? Do you know?
I had one grandpa that was in the Navy, and then I'm trying to remember. I don't think my other grandpa wore a hat.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go. So if you can identify
My
one
uncle
that is wearing a hat.
Not too long ago.
Okay. Your uncle passed as well. Did he wear a hat also?
He was in the military. Yeah,
he was in the military as well. Okay.
Right.
So it could potentially be the uncle. So we've got a few. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, especially on a short space of time. And I will pull a card for you. I've got some angel cards and I'm shuffling as I talk. But there is, they are there in spirit for you. So, showing up. Was your uncle quite a happy man?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because I see him being a very happy man, or he was quite happy as a person. Like his disposition was, he may have even been a bit of a jokester. Did he tell a few jokes? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people in family are like that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's got a bit of that light-hearted energy and fun energy, and which is really interesting because he wants you to lighten up. Okay. And the card that I've actually picked for you is about letting your past go. Okay. So if you're holding on or you've got some hurts, which is, sometimes can be difficult for us, we do hold on to things. But when we do that, it holds heavy on our heart, and it closes us off a little. So if there are some things or some particular situations or losses that you have, we're encouraging you to let go of the past, okay? So, and that lightens your energy. That helps to free you up. And again, that will make you a lot happier as well too. So is there some situations that are happening or some things that you can let go of that are still affecting you from your past?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's a beautiful message. So in honor of your uncle and, that happy character that he is, he's encouraging you to have it more fun and lighten up and let go of anything that's holding you back. And what the other card I'm getting is this is trustworthy guidance. So it's interesting. So as I mentioned before about the angels on our side, and that's basically what I've been shown is, those whispers or ideas or things that come into our minds. So if you're getting any insights or guidance that you feel that spirit is around you, and obviously the connections that you can make with people like us can help with that as well, is trusting your knowings and trusting those felt senses. And that's the thing. When we're holding on to things, it affects our intuition.
In the silence of my soul, visions clear and spirits call. I embrace my sacred role, standing firm where others fall. Whispers from another plane guide me through the unseen art. In my heart they remain, filling every broken part. I rise, embraced by the unknown, on paths of light that I alone have found. Gifts revealed in every tone. In this mystic space I've grown. Each message is a stepping stone. My spirit straight, fully shown. In every bone I own my throne. Psychic medium, fully grown. I'm a throne, a psychic medium, fully grown. I rise, embraced by the unknown, on paths of light that I alone have flown. Gifts revealed in every tone. In this mystic space I've grown. Sweet clarity, sweet clarity. With every reading my power
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Zodiac Zone with Melissa Markham. Live from MMAstroVibes.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Zodiac Zone on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Zodiac Zone. I'm Melissa Markham. And first, I just want to say welcome to Sagittarius. Today is the first day of Sagittarius energy. So what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is about optimism. It's ruled by Jupiter. So it's about expanding your horizons. And I always say for people that have their sun in Sagittarius, they are the luckiest people of the zodiac. So I wanted to start out with something positive because I know we've had a major event happen this week where Pluto entered Aquarius. And Pluto has been in Capricorn since about 2008, and it's danced around this year, and now it's finally in Aquarius until about 2042, I believe. Anyway, so what does that mean? It means that we're going to see a lot of interesting things happen over the next several years. We're going to see the onset of AI, the technology revolution. We're going to see people being completely in their minds. It's because Aquarius is air energy. Air energy is usually in your mind. And it's really going to affect fixed signs. So fixed signs are Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. It just got out of the cardinal sign. So if you're an Aries, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, you can breathe a major sigh of relief because it's going to feel less restrictive, and it's just going to now go into the fixed signs. So that's a major event. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is Mercury retrograde. We are going to start a Mercury retrograde, and it is going to be on November 25th. So prepare to, especially around the Thanksgiving holidays, give yourself extra time to travel. Just really, give yourself extra time for these things. Another thing, this is actually going to go on until December 14th. It's December 15th, and usually what I say to people with retrogrades is it's a time to revisit things. It's a time to plan for extra things, especially next week with Thanksgiving. If you're going to travel, it's really, really important for you to give yourself some extra time. Don't wait to the last minute to get to the airport. You might want to be there a couple of hours early just in case, there's any problems with travel. Because I was looking at my calendar for next week because the Thanksgiving is later this year. So definitely people are going to probably start traveling on Monday. And Monday is when Mercury goes into retrograde, right around the time of travel. So anyway, those are just a couple things I wanted to let you know. One other thing is we're going to have a new moon in Sagittarius on November 30th. This is really about focus on setting intentions and learning and growth. And it's an excellent time to start new projects or form connections with like-minded people. So with that, I wanted to do my first reading. my first and only reading, since this is only a 15-minute show, but I wanted to do a quick reading. And is Brittany there?
Yes. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me. I'm so super excited.
I'm going to do a very quick reading for you, Brittany. I am a vibrational evolutionary astrologer. So what I'm going to do is really, it's going to be about your soul mission and the purpose of why you're here. It's going to be really quick. And I would invite you to take a look at my website, mmastrovibes.com, for more information. But so what is your birthday?
It is 4/10/84.
4/10/84. Okay, 10th of April, 1984. What is your time?
8:10 a.m.
8:10 a.m. And city and state?
I'm currently in Beltsville, Maryland.
Where were you born?
I was born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Okay. Great. Go ahead, and I got that. All right. So, okay. Like I said, I'm a vibrational evolutionary astrologer, so I'm really going to look at something called the lunar nodes, which are elliptical points in the sky. And I'm going to talk astrology, but I'm going to tell you what it means. So your south node, meaning the energy that you came in on, is in Sagittarius, and it's in the 7th house of partnership in Libra. And your north node is in Gemini in the 1st house. And I feel for you is a lot of times the south node in Sagittarius is a perpetual student. They're the people that always like to learn. And, you know, probably previous life, you were the scholar. Think of yourself as like the Socrates, that, traveled around just learning and gathering information. And it's in the 7th house of partnership. So I feel like there's a tendency for you to be a little bit of a people pleaser, kind of not always put yourself first. And I would say that your life purpose in this lifetime is to communicate what you already know and really step into your own power. Don't let people sway you from listening to what you feel is the right thing to do. Does that make sense to you?
It actually does. Yes.
Yeah, it's really about listening to that internal voice that is really going to guide you. And I'll tell you too, because you're an Aries. Mm-hmm. You picked Aries. So Aries is a very strong sign. It's very assertive. And congratulations, like I said at the start of the show, we're out of cardinal signs with Pluto. So I feel like you're gonna feel a lot lighter. I don't know if I have myself, I'm an Aries as well, and my south node is in Libra. So for some reason, well, I know the reason, because of the Pluto in Aquarius instead of Capricorn, I feel kind of revitalized. I don't know if you're feeling like that. I feel like, okay, there's nothing kind of blocking me. There's things that I want to do, and it just feels a lot lighter. I don't know if you're feeling a lot lighter as well.
Hopefully it's coming sooner than later.
Yeah. I feel like for you, and especially because this year, these are your nodes for your entire life, but it's really for you about stepping into your power, and speaking up and speaking and having your own voice, and not second guessing yourself,
Right.
I feel like that's very, very important for you. I feel like relationships, because you have Uranus there, have been kind of challenging for you. Sometimes, love can come in very fast and it can leave fast too. I'm thinking you've had a few relationships like that.
Yes.
You have a yod, which a yod is almost like a spiritual assignment. So for example, it's a driven cause or purpose in somebody's life. So if that's just an overview, if you ever, like I said, want to go down deeper, check out my website, mmastroVibes.com. I do all kinds of charts, from business charts to personal charts to coaching. And my passion is to help people and use astrology as the tool to help people. So thank you very much for letting me read your chart.
Absolutely. You have a great evening.
You too. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to kind of reaffirm we are in Sagittarius season. I feel like, you know, this is a great time to manifest your whatever you feel for next year. The new moon for next year, or I'm sorry, the new moon coming up, you know, on the 30th, like I said earlier, it's really about setting intentions, learning, expansion. Sagittarius is such a beautiful time to do that. So whatever you're feeling, you know, it's really about doing purposeful things and feeling good about what you do and feeling a sense of commitment. So I'm so happy to present astrology on a weekly basis. And next week, I'll talk about some of the things coming up in December. And of course, we're getting very, very close to 2025. So a lot of interesting things going on in 2025. And I look to the chart to do everything. It's part of my existence. So thank you. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you next week.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Sessions with Spirit with Gene Rose. Live from Facebook.com/Tarot Readings by Gene Rose. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Sessions with Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. Forgive me, I just had to grab a sip of water. So I hope everyone is having a good night tonight. It is Thursday, if you can believe it, another week that just slipped through our fingers. And tomorrow we celebrate the morning moon, which is the full moon for November. So I'm very excited about this. Reason being is the autumn is a time for mourning. It is a time for loss. You know, we just celebrated the thinning of the veil in the beginning of the month. With that, this is a reminder that it is a time to let things go. A great ritual that you can take part of at home would be to write down things that are no longer serving you or are holding you back and burn them in a safe way, of course, okay? Preferably outside, of course, but to burn them on the full moon. That is a great way to get rid of things that are no longer serving you and holding you back. Before we jumped on, I went ahead and shuffled, and I did pull a couple of cards for all of us in regards to what to expect this full moon. The first card was Judgment. That card is going to refer to reaching decisions, not being wishy-washy, not going back and forth. That's going to be super important, especially when learning to move forward. You know, the things that you want to let go of, the things that are no longer serving you. The next card was the Chariot. That card is going to be all about progress. That's going to be super important, especially not only in moving forward, but when we look at the next card, that was the Six of Cups. That card is going to refer to having that childlike joy. So be mindful to have that mindset, that mentality, and to stay in the present. Okay? Yes. Guys, forgive me. I kind of am starting to lose my voice. So yes, I am sucking on the cough drop. So forgive me. Let's take our first caller. I believe we have Zena. Is that how you pronounce your name, love?
Zana?
Donna? Hello, love. How are you?
Yes. I am good. How are you?
Good, thank you. What would you like to read on tonight?
My relationship. If everything's going to go well, it's kind of been rocky.
Okay, no problem. Let me start shuffling, and I'll pull a few cards, and we'll see what they say.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Love. How is the weather out by you?
It's raining.
Is it? It was freezing.
Yeah,
here
it's pretty
today.
cold and raining.
Yes. Oh my God, it was so cold here today.
And where are you guys?
I am in Ohio, but I'm from New York.
Oh, wow. I could imagine the weather out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ohio weather is crazy. Absolutely crazy. You always want to keep like your rain boots, your sandals, your umbrella, a snow shovel, all in the trunk because it all change in a day. So you never have any idea of what to expect that day. Love, I really had to pull a couple of cards for you, and I will say right now that I do feel as though things are, for one, being rushed a little bit, but two, also there are experiences from your past that you're allowing to dictate and kind of infiltrate into this relationship. Does that make sense? Like you're expecting the worst. You know what I mean? Waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're also expecting it not to be a success. So you're kind of waiting for him to do something wrong. and just kind of sitting there on your hands and just going, yep, I know that they're going to mess up. I know it's going to happen. I know. And really what's going to end up happening is you're going to manifest exactly that. Your third card was the Star. This could be a really good connection. In fact, you did receive a leap card. A leap card is going to be a specific card that jumps from the deck as the reader is shuffling. Your leap card was the 10 of Cups. That card is actually going to indicate happiness, contentment, satisfaction, even joy. But you're not going to be able to get there until you let go of your past.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, we had a rough past together.
I know. And you know what? Your past experience are also dictating even that rough patch.
Yeah.
Because you're expecting it to play out the same way. You know what I mean? The Magician is the fourth card. That refers to procrastination, even distraction. It also can represent like having the wool pulled over your eyes, in the sense of you're expecting the past to repeat itself. Regardless if you guys are going through your own ups and downs, understand every relationship is going to have them. It doesn't matter. There's no perfect relationship. You know, perfection does not exist. But what we do have to learn is kind of accept the flaws that they have. And for us to forgive ourselves for enduring our past, allowing ourselves to stay, having ourselves stay, not putting our foot down, not standing up for ourselves, but also we need to nip it in the bud when we learn or when we start to see that we have learned to expect it again.
Yeah.
You know, don't expect it to happen again. That is the biggest takeaway. I don't feel as though there's like a breakup or anything in the future. In fact, the Chariot card fell and it fell reversed. So that would be lack of like not going apart. In fact, staying together. In fact, let's pull one extra card. It was the Page of Wands. Started beginning of like a new sense of passion, creativity, fortitude, resiliency. So bouncing back from that rough patch and being bigger, better, and stronger.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, that kind of gave me a relief.
Aw, I'm so glad I was able to give that to you.
Yeah, because I was, you know, my mind just kind of just going and going and going, and I'm probably.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Our mind could be our own worst enemy. It really can. It really can. You know, it could be really, really difficult to sort of get ahead of that, especially when we're so used to it. Because, you know, let's face it, sometimes the chaos, that is our normal. And when you're used to living in it 24/7, when things are going smoothly, then we get that anxiety that creeps in.
Yeah, then it's like, what's next? Like, you're up to something.
Exactly. Oh, love, I would love for you to keep in touch with me. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can follow me.
Yes. Please, give me just 1 second.
Definitely.
Oh my God.
You know, but that would be absolutely wonderful.
All right.
Maybe get a more in-depth reading in the future.
I would love that. Okay, what is your Facebook?
Tarot Readings by Jean Rose.
Reading. I'm sorry, by what?
Jean Rose, JEAN space ROSE.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I will follow you right now.
Thank you, love. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy holidays, and you made my night.
Love. Oh, you too. You have a wonderful night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Up next, that was a wonderful reading. Up next, I believe we have Terry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, love. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. What are we reading on tonight?
Excuse me?
What would you like to be read on tonight?
Is this like a psychic or a medium?
It could be either.
I would love to connect to with my son.
Your son?
Yeah.
Oh, love. Okay. I'm just going to grab a notebook because I do a lot of automatic writing.
Okay.
Honey, how does he connect to a car?
What, honey?
How does he connect to a car?
How did you connect my part?
That what? I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you, but let me put my phone and make my thing up. Sorry. Go ahead, honey. What did you say?
I said, how does he connect to a vehicle?
I didn't connect to a vehicle. His cars. He loved his cars. Loved his cars.
Oh, love, my deepest condolences. My deepest condolences. I can only imagine, love. I know it doesn't make it easier, but hopefully I can give you some sense of peace.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Thank you.
Now, I want to know, what do you have of his?
Well, honey?
What do you have of his?
I have his sneakers.
Okay.
I have his sneakers, his clothes, his keys to his car, his first car.
Do you have a watch?
His keys to his first car.
Okay.
His sneakers.
Where's his
not
watch?
Much. I mean, he never wore a watch.
But he had one. He might not have worn it, but he had one.
Okay, I don't know where his watch is.
Did he use his phone as a watch?
No.
Then what's the connection to his phone?
To his friend? But
his phone?
You got a connection to his friend, you said?
No, his phone? His telephone, his cell phone?
Yes.
Love, he wants you to know that he hears you talking to him. Terry, did you hear me?
Yes, I did. Thank you. He hears me talking to him.
You're very, no worries. He hears you talking. You do it a lot at night, too.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of trouble sleeping, especially since he passed. But he hears you. He thanks you for what? What, love?
He thanks me for what?
I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
No, he thanks me for what?
Oh, for what you did at his service.
Oh.
That was very important to him.
Oh.
And the fact that you knew that and you did it, that meant the world to him. He shows me white roses, which are going to symbolize him being at peace. Did you have a question over that?
Question for him?
Yeah, like, did you wonder if he was at peace or not?
I really want to know who his girlfriend. He died a year later, 2 years later.
Did you look at the girlfriend like a daughter?
Yes.
They're together.
Oh, thank God. Wow.
He crossed her over.
God.
Just so you know, he crossed her over.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, love.
Okay. Any signs that I could be looking for?
They were soulmates. Or they are soulmates. I shouldn't say were. They still are.
I was going to say, yeah.
They are
They were
soulmates. They are
soulmates.
deeply connected. Yeah. Deeply connected.
Wow.
No, he met her. She wasn't, I don't know if there was some fear that she was alone when she passed, but she wasn't. He was with her.
Oh my God. Thank you.
He shows me him kneeling on the ground, holding her hand.
He was kneeling on the ground holding her hand?
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Mm.
Terry, I'm so sorry for your losses.
You've helped me a lot. Thank you.
You know?
I just want to know I love them.
Oh, honey, they both know that. She even chimes in and she says that she knows that you love her.
Yeah.
They both know that. They both do. There's no question in that. There never was.
Oh, thank you. You made my night. Sleep.
Terry, I think it's safe to say that you just made mine.
Oh, thank you, ma'am, so much. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Appreciate your time and energy. All you do
honey.
for everybody that you help.
This is why I do what I do, Terry.
If I had the ability, I would too. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Terry, will you do me a huge favor?
Sure.
Will you follow me on Facebook?
Sure.
And the reason why is because I want you to keep in touch with me.
Okay.
You promise?
I'll do that. I'll do that right now. Go to your book.
Okay.
Okay.
All right?
Yes. Thank you
and that
so,
way I
so
can
much.
check up on you every now and then, okay?
Oh, thank you, honey, very much. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome, love.
You have a great evening. God bless you.
Oh, honey, you too, love. This was definitely not just my pleasure, but my honor.
Oh, thank you, honey. I will sleep tonight. Thank you.
I'm so glad. Good night. God bless you.
Good night, honey. God bless you.
That was absolutely amazing, guys. Oh, my goodness. That was amazing. To be able to do readings like that. Yeah. It's why I do what I do. It is. Tomorrow with the full moon, I want everybody to really sit and think about things that you need to let go of. What's holding you back? Is it emotions? Is it experiences? Is it something that happened? Doesn't matter what it is. But if it's holding you back, I want you to perform. And you don't even have to refer to it as a ritual. But do this ceremony of release. Give yourself that gift and then take a bath. Baths are very cleansing. Water is cleansing. Water purifies us, you know? Water is how you can remove all that negative and stagnant energy off of you. I take a bath every night. And that's how I wash all the energy off from all the readings I've done that day. That's very important to me and my self-care. And that's something that I would definitely encourage you all to start instituting. Out with the old and with the new. Okay, so you're making room. And by getting rid of all these negative things now, make room for positive ways to ground yourself. I always tell my Stiggies, self-care. One of the ways I do self-care is I do my makeup. I do a get ready with me almost every morning on TikTok. And I love it. It's a way for me to perform self-care, but it's also a way for me to sit and chat and talk with my Stiggies and catch up with them and hang out with them before we start doing readings. But it's that time I'm taking for me. So make sure you all do that this weekend. Make a list of things that are no longer serving you. Make a list of habits that you want to break. Make a list of things that you do that you don't like and that you wish to either let go of or change about yourself. Say you have a quick temper. You want to release anger. And then to destroy its influence, we burn things. Just make sure you do it in a safe way, please. Okay? I don't want to get any letters that somebody burned their house down. Goddess forbid, knock on wood. Okay? I'm just saying. But that's a great way to destroy its influence, is to burn it. You can also, of course, if you don't feel comfortable dealing with fire, rip it up. Shred it. Cut it up. Take a hole puncher to it. Make confetti. Okay? Whatever it is. But destroy it in some way, shape, or form. That's destroying its influence. That's how you can move forward. I think especially with the holidays coming up, we know we have Thanksgiving here in the States in a couple of weeks. And then next month is Christmas. I think we need to start setting ourselves up in that more positive space and really be in a space to give and be in a space of gratitude. And that way we can truly enjoy the holiday season and not worry about this or that or the trivial stuff. Tomorrow's moon is called the morning moon. And I can't help but think of one of my very, very dear friends, Ada. Ada, I dedicate this show to you. I know you're going through a very tough time with your mom and her loss. And I think it's only fitting, with tomorrow's moon being the morning moon, that tonight's episode goes out to you. So just know I roar you. And everything's going to be okay. And I say that to all of you that are missing your loved ones these holidays. I know it's not easy. I've experienced it myself. But I want you all to know that it's going to be okay. And it does get easier with time. That is not a lie. But still stay present. Don't get so lost in your grief that you miss out on those little blessings that you're given today. Okay? Now that Ada's probably in tears, Ada, I roar you. Guys, I thank you all for joining me this evening. Don't forget, you can find me on Facebook at Tarot Readings by Jean Rose. I do offer private sessions, whether they be for mediumship or tarot. I thank you all for joining me tonight. Don't forget to do the ceremony of release tomorrow. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care of each other, but more importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you guys soon.
To any question, you'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation.
She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
In the silence of my soul, visions clear and spirits call. I embrace my sacred role, standing firm where others fall. Whispers from another plane guide me through the unseen art. In my heart they remain, filling every broken part. I rise, embraced by the unknown, on paths of light that I alone have found. Gifts revealed in every tone. In this mystic space I've grown. Each message is a stepping stone. My spirit straight fully shown. In every bone I own my throne. Psychic medium fully grown. I'm a throne. A psychic medium fully grown. I rise, embraced by the unknown, on paths of light that I alone have flown. Gifts revealed in every tone. In this mystic space I've grown. Sweet clarity, sweet clarity. With every reading, my power affirmed beyond the veil where fate is turned. I stand a guide between the lines. With every reading, my power affirmed beyond the veil where fate is turned. I stand a guide between the worlds in clarity. My wings unfurl, sweet clarity, sweet clarity, sweet clarity, sweet clarity, sweet clarity, sweet clarity, sweet clarity.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic, all the way from the Gold Coast here in Australia. So wherever you are in this amazing part of the world that we all live in, and we all have our little localities, I hope you're having an absolutely great time and getting ready for the festive season. Isn't it exciting? I just adore Christmas. I always have since I was a little girl. It's a time of the year where I think there's renewed hope, renewed positivity. We look forward to sort of maybe some miracles happening, and it's not just about the gifts, it's it's the getting together with family and friends and sort of winding up the year and sort of being thankful for everything that we've achieved. And, there may be some things that you set out to do at the beginning of the year that you didn't achieve, and that's okay. Look, nobody achieves everything that they want to do, I think, in 1 year or one lifetime even. So we need to just be grateful and thankful that we're all still here. We're not in the middle of a pandemic. We can get together this Christmas and have, some really great quality family time and time with our friends. Here in Australia, it's really heating up. It's getting very, very, very warm. We've had a lot of rain, so the humidity is really high here today. So I've got every fan known to man going at the moment, trying to keep me cool. But I know in other parts of the world, everybody's gearing up and looking for fires and to get warm and have, hot chocolate and marshmallows and candy canes. I wish we could say that we could have that same tradition here in Australia, but it's just too hot. Yes, we have the candy canes, but we don't have the hot chocolate and the marshmallows. It's a little bit too hot. We're looking for something cold. So anyway, this week, the Simply Tarot card of the week is not necessarily one of everybody's favourites. It's the card of the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is the card of money problems. Now, look, at this time of the year, I think a lot of us are spending a lot more money than what we intended to, so it can be a little bit tricky in that way that, we've got to juggle our money and sort of make sure we're not overspending on our Christmas budget and things like that. The secondary meaning of this card is turning your back and walking away, knowing that nothing more can be done. Now, there's many times in our lives when we make a decision or we make a choice that we know that there's no other solution. It may not necessarily be the one we wanted to take, but it's the only one we can take under the circumstances. And we turn our back, we walk away, we start to walk up the hill, knowing that nothing more can be done in this situation. So it's a time then, if you're facing something like that and you've got a final decision to make it and turn your back, walk away and say, okay, I did my best. So I'm going to have a little brag here. The scenery on the back of this card is actually local to me. It's at Currumbin Beach, which is about 5 minutes drive from me. Beautiful part of the world I'm fortunate enough to live in. So the Eight of Cups, make sure that if you've got some money problems, just make sure that you don't overspend this Christmas and make things worse. But if you've got a big decision to make sure that you're comfortable with it, that you can turn your back, walk away and start to walk towards a new future. And that's what I like about that card, is the fact that it is talking about that we can walk away and start to work towards a new future that we've been sort of maybe working on for some time. So, sometimes things aren't always as easy as what we'd like them to be. So it's the Sagittarian time of the year. Happy birthday to all the fellow Saggies out there. Yes, it's my time of the year and I just love it. But it's also a time when I think, there's a lot of stress on people too, no matter what your star sign is, as we head towards what we call it here affectionately in Australia, the silly season, where people sort of tend to spend too much money, drink far too much, and sort of sometimes create arguments and disagreements with family members and friends that should never have taken place because they've had a little bit too much of the consumption of alcohol. So I want to say to people sort of, be a little bit careful at the moment, because we do have Mercury, the planet of communication, is sitting in Sagittarius. It is holding hands or conjunct the sun. So it's really emphasising that Sagittarian energy, and it's retrograde until December 16. So we've still got a little bit of time to go, people, and that's when it starts to go direct. You're sort of looking at another 2 or 3 days past that before it actually really starts to really sort of get the momentum of going forward. So somewhere between the 16th and the 19th of December, we're going to start to see Mercury go direct again. So what I'm suggesting to you is that make sure that if you're having some liquid refreshments, that you keep your tongue in check. It's not the time to bring up the family laundry, or bring up a disagreement with an uncle or an aunt or a family member that you're not particularly happy with. Keep your mouth shut, keep going, and don't sort of look at sort of trying to sort of create World War III within the family. It is a time of communication, so you can bet your bottom dollar that everything that's connected to communication, whether it's your devices, your cell phone, anything like that, emails, things like that, are quite often going to be disrupted. You're going to have internet disruptions, things like that, transmission disruptions, things like that, because it's Mercury retrograde. We used to say, when we used to send a lot of snail mail, it's not the perfect time to send a parcel in the mail or send a a letter or something of great importance, because quite often they'll get lost or they'll get banked up and they don't get delivered on time. The same goes if you're travelling. Make sure you get to the airport or the bus depot really, really early, so that then if there is a problem, you've got plenty of time up your sleeve for them to be able to rectify it, that you're not going to miss your flight, miss your bus, or miss the connection to get to where you need to go. So I can't stress that strongly enough. It does not matter what your star sign is. Yes, it's affecting the Sagittarians, the fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, and the opposite side of Gemini, but it flows through to every single sign. So please be aware of Mercury retrograde. You know, if you've got something to say that you think is going to upset somebody, leave it till after then. Don't sort of get into World War III with somebody at the moment, because you can't keep your mouth shut. Really important. So we have Venus, the planet of love and affection. And I know at this time of the year, there's a lot of single people out there that are looking to sort of hopefully meet that person, that somebody special, somebody that they can spend the holidays with, just to bring somebody new into their life. So if you're looking for love, you need to sort of look at it in a very Capricorn sort of way. So what I'm saying is in official situations, you know, big buildings, you know, the state library, not necessarily the state hotel, but, you know, the library, you know, you might meet somebody at a courthouse or a post office, or while you're doing banking or doing something like that. Now, it's a time when, you know, I'm suggesting to you to look at those sort of things, but I'd bring into that sort of like the local ice skating rink, things like that, things that are big, that are public, that are a government maybe owned or something like that, big venues. Now, because it's in Capricorn, doesn't necessarily mean we've all got to fall in love with a Capricorn. Yes, it means that the strongest energy is for Capricorns, Virgos and Tauruses, and the opposite side of Cancer. It does wash over to all the others, but all the other signs are looking for somebody that's got their feet on the ground. They're looking for that sort of Capricorn sort of energy. That's the type of person that you're going to attract at the moment, somebody that may be not as emotional as what you like, but, you know, they seem to be very steady, they're very strong, they're very conscious about money, they might have definite opinions about world events. So there's somebody that sort of is the rock of the society, somebody that you can rely on. Now, when I said Venus is in Capricorn and it's conjunct or it's holding hands with Pluto. Now, Pluto has just gone into Aquarius, so it's sort of like, it's like we've got one really grounded sort of energy coming from Venus, but we've got Venus holding hands with Pluto. Now, Pluto's sitting in Aquarius, so Pluto in Aquarius is going to suggest to you that if you're looking for love, that you need to look for love in different places. You need to step out of your comfort zone. You need to be sort of being aware that maybe the person you're going to attract is going to sort of ruffle your feathers a little bit too, because Pluto in Aquarius is asking us to think outside the square. It's asking us to look and do things differently to what we've done in the past, that, you know, we're trying to transform things. So this doesn't matter what your star sign is. If you attract somebody new over this festive season, be aware, are they somebody that you can rely on? Are they somebody that's challenging you in some way? Is there something different about this relationship to previous relationships that you've attracted? If the answer is yes, well, that's great. If the answer is no, and you're putting your feet in the same positions as you've done previously and just replicating a previous relationship with a different person's face and name, then maybe that's not the answer. Maybe you've got to think outside that square and sort of step out of your comfort zone a little bit and look for love in different and unusual places, but it's got to have a big feel to it as well. It's not sort of the time to sort of maybe just sort of, you know, stick to local parties or something like that. Step out of your comfort zone a little bit. Now, we have the North Node, which is not a planet, but is showing us the way forward, is sitting in Aries at the moment. Now, this is really good news for all the Aries around, and I know there's lots of Aries people, as well as there's Leo, Sagittarius, and the opposite sign of Libra. It will flow through to the other 8 signs, but nowhere near as intense. And the reason I'm saying it's good for Aries, because Aries have been going through a little bit recently where they've had Chiron in their sign, and Chiron's still there till the 29th of this month. And Chiron's the wounded healer. Now, Chiron's been asking them to sort of delve deep, to sort of go into their psyche, go into their emotions, look at the things that have been troubling them, or the things that need changing, or the things that need sorting out. And I know for some Aries, they've really struggled with this. They've sort of really sort of not so much gone off the deep end, but they've really sort of explored emotions in maybe not the most positive of ways. That is sort of given into things that, you know, past life karmic sort of troubles and tribulations, or, you know, things that might have upset them, and it's come back in with a force that they haven't been able to control it or deal with it, you know, and they've had well-meaning family and friends around them trying to help them navigate this. And the more that they've tried to do that, the more they've dug their heels in and sort of said, you're not helping me, you're making things worse, or I'm not going to be told anything. And that's fair enough. We don't like to be told anything, no matter what your star sign is. But for Aries particular, with the North Node here, it's showing us that there's a way forward, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that, all your well-meaning family and friends that have tried to help you over the last 3 or 4, 6, 12 months have done it out of love. They haven't done it out of trying to control you. They've done it out of love, trying to get you on the right track. So it's a very, very positive sign. It's a very good sign for Aries, and I hope that it sort of starts to smooth the pathway for all my Aries friends and clients around the world. So Chiron's there till the end of this month, the 29th, then Chiron will move away out of Aries. So it's really an important time. So this last 3 weeks is going to be sort of like this final push for Aries to sort of get their lives sorted out and to be able to move forward again, because Aries like to be the first. They like to be the ones that set the pace for the rest of us. So we have Uranus, the planet of the unusual and unexpected, is still sitting in Taurus. It'll be there for a while, till about January 25. So it's nearing the end of what it's going to be doing there in Taurus. So it's asking us to sort of, and it's retrograde till the end of January, it's asking each sign, whether it's an earth sign or whether it's any other sign, it's asking people to think outside the square. It's asking you to look for different solutions. Don't get bogged down in the past, and this is the only way that I can do things. Uranus is like a bolt of lightning. It's coming along. It's asking you to do something different with your life. Think outside the square. Look at things in a different way. The solution is probably as easy as looking at the end of your nose, but you just haven't been able to see it because you're not sort of opening yourself up to the potential of other thought patterns or other suggestions that could come in from other people. You're sort of looking at things and saying, this is the only way things can be done. So Uranus here is asking you to think outside the square, look for different alternatives. Yes, it's mostly affecting earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, and the opposite sign of Scorpio, but it is flowing on to the remaining 8 signs. Now, we also have Neptune, which is nearing the end of being in Pisces, and Neptune is still sort of trying to create some sort of creativity there. It's asking people to sort of, particularly the water signs and particularly Pisces, it's asking them to bring out their creativity out of the closet. It's sort of like, bring it out. Let's get it on stage. Let it shine. Let it, really sort of manifest in a way. So, I have a lot of Pisces clients and friends that they've sort of been saying to me they've been feeling a little bit stuck creatively lately, and they'll have little bursts of it. Well, my suggestion is when you get that little burst, drop everything else and go with it if you possibly can, or take some details down so that you can move forward with it or go back and revisit it when you're not quite so busy. It's a time of great creativity. Now, finally, I want to wrap up with Jupiter. Jupiter's the planet of expansion and opportunity, is sitting in Gemini at the moment. It's going retrograde at the moment, will be for a little bit more longer. And it's really sort of affecting Geminis. I've had a lot of Geminis inbox me and saying, I don't know what's going on. I tried to start a project. I tried to get something off the ground. It went well, and then all of a sudden it fell flat. Or all of a sudden there was a great big hiccup or a delay. That's what Jupiter's trying to do. It's trying to stop you from going too fast. Jupiter is the planet of opportunity and expansion, and with it going retrograde, it's saying just slow down a tad. It's not saying completely cancel anything. It's just asking you to slow down a little bit, make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row, make sure you've got a really secure foundation underneath you, and make sure that as you start to move forward, things are starting to sort of go the way that they need to go, and you are able to move forward. And that's a good thing, because at the moment, I think we're really starting to sort of see the effects of Jupiter in Gemini, and it is slowly starting to affect not just the air signs, which is Jupiter, Libra and Aquarius, but it's also affecting the opposite sign of Sagittarius, but it's flowing on to other signs as well. I know in the last week with my work around the world that people are sort of saying to me, look, I thought I had something going, and then all of a sudden it's come to a standstill. Why? What am I doing wrong? The answer is that you're not actually doing anything wrong. It may be that Jupiter is slowing things down because you are moving a little bit too fast. We need to bring it back to a sort of a point where you can sort of really make sure that you've got a solid foundation underneath it, that you're not sort of saying to yourself, okay, I want to go like the bull in the china shop, 99 mile an hour, and then come to a sudden stop. We need to slow it down so that we can make sure that we've got everything going and flowing in the way that it needs to go moving forward, because there's lots of star signs at the moment have got lots of opportunities and lots of irons in the fire, that they need to be making sure that the foundation is very, very solid underneath them, because when things start to take off, there will not be the time to sit there and sort of, go back over things and make sure that you've got the best foundation underneath you, or you've got your finances in place, or you've got this in place or that in place. So it's really, really, really important at the moment that we look at that in that sort of way, because most of us sort of tend to only do things in a way that, it's, oh, that'll do, that's right, we've finished that, but we haven't actually thoroughly gone back over it to make sure that we have certainly shored it up. So it's very, very important that we do that. So, it is a difficult time of the year, and plenty of people have lost people over this time of the year, or it's the very first time that there's going to be an empty place at the Christmas table, and people sort of don't know how to handle this. I can only speak from experience. I've had a lot of, loss in my life, as most people do when you get to my age. You can't have escaped it. And what I did with my children many, many years ago when they lost their father was that we set down traditions that honoured that person, that, we set a place at the Christmas table, we put the party hat out and the bonbon and all those sort of things, and pretended, I suppose, in a sense, like their dad was there. And that was really important because they were only very little. It gave them a sense of comfort. Not only did they write their little note to Santa and thank him for the gifts he was going to leave, but they also wrote a little note for their dad in heaven and left that next to Santa, and Santa kindly delivered that to their dad. So that's really important. So if you've lost somebody, maybe set up some traditions that you need to make particularly the younger people of the family feel comfortable. But for the older ones, it's nice to just have, a place set that collectively means everybody, and we can, raise a glass and have a glass of lemonade and a toast to them, and, tell jokes about them, tell stories about them, keep them alive. That's what Christmas is about. It's not just for the living, it's for the ones that we've lost as well. We're going to talk with Reagan here on the Gold Coast. How are you, Reagan?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, very well, sweetie. Nice at your part of the Gold Coast, is it, like it is at my end?
Yeah, it's a nice overcast day instead of hot and sunny and bursting your bus in the car.
Yes, I know. I'm down at Eleanor, so yes, I do know it's hot and steamy today. How can I help you, dear? Do you have a question I can answer for you?
No, it's just more general.
Okay. All right. I always ask, because quite often when people phone into the show, they've got a specific thing that they want sort of answered. The first thing that they're showing me, Reagan, is the fact that there is some endings, change and transformation coming up around you. Have you been working solidly in this last 6 months to sort of bring your life together more in a way that you're going to be comfortable with moving forward? Is that what you've been working on?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Dealing with the, healing.
Yeah. Well, they're showing me keep going. You're doing really well. They're showing me a series of ticks. I'm not saying all the work's been done yet, but you're well and truly on the path to that. But 2025 is going to be a year where it's not necessarily going to kick off in January for you. I think your year is going to start around March. So it's like, let's be patient. Let's sort of look at things as not being as we want them to be. It's like, let's just work with it and sort of be a little bit patient. If things don't sort of kick off as quickly as you'd like in the new year, just remember what I said. It's not really going to start for you till about March. Is there potentially you're looking for a new job?
No, but I've had a few readers say this. I absolutely love my job, but they have said...
Yeah, but could there be a promotion there?
Possibly.
Yeah, because they'll show it to me in the same way. To me, they were showing me that there was an opportunity here for another position. So they didn't say to me that you were changing jobs. They just said to me there was another position here. And again, I'm going to say after March. And it's like I can see question marks around it. And that's why I wondered whether you're questioning on leaving the job or whether it was, something that was being offered to you in the current company. But you've really got to think about it. You don't necessarily have to say yes just because it's offered to you. Go home, think about it, tell them you need 24 hours to decide whether it's what you want, because it is going to be more time consuming. I mean, look, extra money is always lovely, but we've got to look at how it impacts on our lives too. Is the extra money worth what we're giving up to get that? And that's where I think the question marks are coming in. So, they might be
I think I know exactly what that came through to you for. I think I know that what that is. I spend, everyone's telling me I spend too much time there, and need me to go and realise what I've got at home, and I've got to start. Everyone's been saying it to me lately, actually. It's very interesting.
Yeah, well, I still think there's going to be another. I think there's still going to be another role offered to you too, and that's where I want you to take at least 24 hours to think about it, talk it over with your husband, or your partner, and sort of see how it fits with the family dynamic. As I said, money isn't always the most important thing. Our children and our partners are very important, and, money can't replace that. So I hope that's helped you, but you've got a big 25 coming up, and enjoy your summer on the Gold Coast. We're going to talk with Alicia in Brooklyn in New York. Are you there, Alicia? Hello, Alicia. Well, we'll just keep talking for a little while we wait for Alicia in Brooklyn in New York. She's having a little bit of trouble connecting today. As I said, Mercury retrograde.
Hello.
Mercury. Hello, how are you, sweetie? Do you have a question I can answer for you, darling?
My name is Alyssa from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, Alyssa, I beg your pardon. So, do you have a question I can answer for you, Alyssa?
I guess about family. Nothing specific. I'm sorry.
Okay. I like to work with a direct question because we've only got a short space of time. And when you say family, that's a very general sort of thing. If there's a particular person in the family you're worried about, just say to me mum, and mum's first initial is K, and then I can tune straight into whoever.
I guess about, let's see. I guess we'll go with, I'm sorry, about, I'm sorry, I was just thrown off.
Oh, well, that's all right. Do you want me to just have a general look around for you, Alyssa?
Yeah, I guess a message from my loved ones, if there's any.
Okay. All right. The first thing, again, they're sort of sharing with me is there's a lot of change coming up around you, Alyssa. Has 2024 been a year where you've had to sort of rethink what you were hoping to achieve this year? Was there, times that you had to sort of reorganise the direction you were going?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're showing with me that it wasn't so much it was a hard year, it was an unpredictable year. As you thought you were on a particular path, then all of a sudden you had to change course again. It was like, okay, they'll pull the car up and turn it in a different direction, it being the car being your life. And it's like, okay, here we go again. They're showing me 2025 will not be as difficult like that. You'll be able to set your path and follow it, and that's a good thing. Also, they're sort of showing me that you spend far too much time in your head. Now, I don't mean that as a criticism. What they're sort of suggesting to me is instead of just spending so much time in your head, let's get those ideas down on paper or get them down into something solid. They don't just want the ideas coming into your head all the time and they're not being utilised in some way. They can't put more ideas in your head if you haven't emptied them. It's like a bucket of water. We can only put so much water in the bucket before it overflows. But if we empty some of the water out of the bucket, we can put fresh water in. And that's sort of what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to put fresh ideas into your mind. There's quite a choir on the other side sort of clapping and cheering you on. So they seem to be quite excited about something. They're not sharing with me what that is. So is there something about to come to fruition that you've been working on for some time?
I guess just putting my career into perspective.
Right, okay.
Trying to get along with my career.
Well, they're very excited about it if that's what it is. The loved ones on the other side are extremely excited. They're clapping and cheering that you finally got the message. And I think they mean that in a loving way. That, they gently had to get you where you're going. So that's a good thing. And it's interesting because, you're such a head person, but at the same time, there's so much emotion there that I think it's like both things are competing. It's like your head versus your emotions, your heart. doesn't always have to be that way. The two can blend together too, you know, like you don't always have to be in your head. You can add a touch of heart to things, or you don't always have to be in your heart and let your head go. You know, there can be a balance of both is what they're showing me. So I think 2025 is going to be really interesting as your career starts to sort of come together more. It's like a much clearer direction there for you. And particularly by about March, April, May, you'll find then that you're looking back at the last 18 months and saying to yourself, yeah, I can see where I've come from and I've really come a long way and I'm really proud of myself. But you're not stopping there. You're going to continue to go on, Alyssa. So that's where we're going to leave Alyssa. It is an interesting time of the year where a lot of us start to sort of think about what's ahead for us in 2025 and do we need to make changes? What have we achieved this year? All those sort of things, as well as our Christmas traditions. And for those people that have lost somebody this year, my heart goes out to you. I know what that pain is like. But we also have to set new traditions. We also have to set, as my suggestion earlier in the show, setting some new traditions around the Christmas table is really, really important too. And it's a wonderful time of the year. I know a lot of people complain about Christmas carols. I think they're absolutely uplifting and amazing. And I think we all could do with a little bit of positivity at this time. I don't care what time they start playing Christmas carols in the store. To me, it's an amazing, uplifting energy. And, you know, we could all do with some more positivity in our lives at the moment. You know, there's so much doom and gloom in the world. Let's sort of lighten things up a little bit. Let's enjoy the fantasy and the love and the magic of what Christmas represents. This week I want to leave you with a very old, traditional sort of Christmas carol, and it's with two of my favourite Australian singers. One of them is now tragically passed, but it's one of my favourite songs that they put out a Christmas album on, I suppose, about 4 or 5 years ago now, and it was John Farnham and Olivia Newton-John. Friends for Christmas was the name of the album. And this is one of my favourite tracks off it. I mean, they're all beautiful, but I think this is the most appropriate one for this time of the year. It's beginning to look like Christmas. So I hope you enjoy It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas with John and Olivia. And, you know, no matter what your preference is as far as Christmas carols, there's so many beautiful Christmas carols out there. Let them, you know, get them on your device, get the music going, get the energy changing, the positivity, and sing out loud. That's what Christmas is about, even if you haven't got a good voice. Doesn't matter. It's about getting into the magic and changing the energy. And maybe, just maybe by doing that, we might end some of these wars that are going on around the world if we all join together and sing positive Christmas carols. So until next week, enjoy John and Olivia, and it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psych. A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Hallie Elise Show with Hallie Elise. Hallie Elise. Live from HallieElise.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is the Hallie Elise Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. So glad that you could be here. As always, delighted and excited. Never know what's going to turn up in any given evening. But I'll tell you, it's been a very interesting week. I know it's only Thursday, which we're past hump day. Whoever came up with that idea, by the way, I understand middle, but still, some animals known as camels have 2 humps. So then how is Wednesday hump day? But okay, for another time. I'm just being silly. All kidding aside, this week has been somewhat arduous, having to show up in ways that really push limits. And I know oftentimes we have to do this during the holidays and people go to a place of total stress. Someone asked me recently, what is it that I do? And I was saying, well, I do psychic readings and I have experience in hypnosis and, all of these other things. Then I was thinking about someone who told me about pitching, not as in pitching a ball, but pitching in the sense of pitching who you are, expressing who you are. And I got thinking, okay, so let me express it another way. And the person kept saying, but what do you do? I said, well, I'm lost. What is it that you mean? What do I do? And they said, well, how do you make people feel? I thought, oh, that's interesting. And if I had to ask it and answer it myself, that would not work. However, over the years, there's been a lot, over 4 decades, people have said to me, I feel so peaceful when I talk with you, or I feel so much better, or I feel really good when we have a session. I thought, okay, so what do? I guess I make peaceful expressions, overtones, gestures, but I don't think that's it in its entirety. I really believe it has more to do with the divine. When you connect with the divine without and within, you express yourself in certain ways that you may not even be aware of. And the reason I bring this up is because, again, during the holidays, there's a lot of strife. People are running around. People are looking at politics and they're looking at expenses and they're looking at wanting to make their loved ones happy and yet not quite knowing how to do that. It's important to find that person in your world who can help you connect with peace, who helps you connect with the divine and feel confident and safe and just good. In other words, if you ask me what I do, I share insight that makes you feel good. All right, that said, I believe we have Chrissy on the line. Did I see Wisconsin or was I daydreaming?
No, it's not Wisconsin. It's Missouri.
Missouri. How did I get Wisconsin out of that? I must be up in the ethers floating around a little bit. It's so sorry.
That's all right.
How are you this evening? How are you this evening, Chrissy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Was there a particular question that you had, or did you want me just to share? Where would you like me to go this evening?
Yeah, just nothing in particular. Yeah, just share.
Okay. You're saying nothing in particular, but for some reason I feel like there's something connected to work, business, finances, just in general, what that's going to feel like or look like as of 2025. And what pops up for me right away is not this year, but last year, so 2023, I get that there was a I'll call it a shift in circumstance, a shift in how you interacted with your world. And it feels like this year was perhaps a little more trying than you anticipated. 25, there is another shift, but it's not right off the bat. It actually feels like it's roughly middle of the year. I'm going to say end of May, June, July. So between end of May and end of July, I get this nice little shift coming up where you're able to just go, okay, this is more like it. Like tapping back into your power and being able to actually reap the types of rewards you want from the world at large when it comes to financially, when it comes to things having to do with work. Like keep in mind, when I use the word work, it doesn't even mean that you have to be working for someone. Oftentimes we put an idea out there and we work on it. And to see it come to fruition, that is our work. And I bring this up because it feels to me as if there is this passion that you have to accomplish something that is bigger than, let's say, working to make money. And I feel like 2025, again, middle of the year, that's going to come to the surface where you'll find that there's more comfort in being able to seek that out. You'll find that others are supporting you in that. That makes sense to you?
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. Real quick, too, totally different thing, but I'm hearing allergies. So I simply want to say, be aware of hydration. And most people say, oh, but I drink a lot of water. Just because you drink a lot of water doesn't always mean that your cells are getting the level of hydration they need. So be mindful of the type of water that you are drinking. If you're drinking bottled, do a little research, find out what's the best bottle. If you're using a filter on your sink, find out what is the best. Because I just feel like the quality, if you will, of the water that you're drinking could be knocked up a notch, which could be very beneficial. And I keep seeing a little dog again. I'm just kind of rolling with whatever pops in, but I keep seeing a little dog. And I'm trying to identify if this is in spirit or if this is in the house. The dog reminds me. I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go
I was
ahead.
going to say I've been looking into getting a small dog.
Okay. The dog then that I feel like you'll find, because in what shows up in my head, funny enough, is if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, you've probably seen Toto, Dorothy's little dog. That's what keeps showing up in my head. So I'm not getting like a Great Dane. I'm getting a little, I'll say, compact dog. It's not itty bitty that it fits in your hand, but I do feel it's on the smaller side that I feel like you will fall in love with, because I just keep seeing again, little dog around you. Okay. The other thing too is being a little bit, I'll say, easier on you. Between now and January, I feel like you've put a lot of pressure on yourself to get a lot done in a very short period of time. Kind of recognize what you are accomplishing because others are. You know, the saying about how others see us differently than we see ourselves.
100%.
Okay. Perhaps you're going to laugh, but perhaps come up with an idea of what your best friend would say to you when you are not being kind to you. That might make it easier for you to see yourself through others' eyes.
Okay.
Because I feel like you should be applauded, especially I heard very loud in my head 2019. I'm not clear on what took place in 2019, but it feels like you should have been applauded for what you did for the year, how you showed up. And it's almost a sense of like, oh, I just did that because that's what I do, versus recognizing your talents. And that takes me back to what I was saying about 2025, where this opportunity to really shine shows up. And it's more a matter of you embracing it than it showing up, because it feels like it's a guarantee of it showing up. It's more about, are you able to accept what is showing up for you so that you can really enjoy it? And if this sounds like talk that's just kind of going around, you'll forgive me. There are moments where I get if you will, pieces of information that I deliver that make much more sense in the moment when it happens than beforehand. So this is more predictive than it is in this moment. That makes sense, I hope?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the name Gary popped. Go ahead, hon. The name Gary, Gary?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Keep it in the back of your head. I get good influence, and it could be even Gerhard or Gerhardt, like a German name. So Gary, Gerhardt, something like that, I feel like will show up in your world. I should say that name will show up in your world. It will be a person, though. Okay, you had a bit of a question or something that you were about to say?
Yes, I was wanting to know if anybody that has passed on has come through.
Okay, I'm not specifically a medium. I get senses of things periodically with people, but in this moment, the only thing that is coming up for me is a male influence around you from the other side, but I'm not getting a clear sense other than male, and I feel like they left this world too early. Okay. But I thank you so much for calling, and I wish you a very happy new year.
Thank you. You too.
My pleasure. Bye-bye. All right. I think we have a young lady from Hawaii, if I saw that correctly. Okay. Yes, Ruby. Yes. Hello. Yes. How are you? Nice to connect with you this evening.
Thank you too.
All right. So you feel to me like you have a little bit of nervousness or trepidation about talking. I promise I don't bite. Only if you bite me first. Is there a specific area of focus you'd like me to look at for you?
Yeah. I just found out that my husband has another woman.
You want to know if your husband has, well, that explains the trepidation and nervousness. Okay. Oh boy, that's a loaded question. The overall feeling here is there is somebody else in the picture, but I get a very mixed feeling about if there's any sort of seriousness attached to it. I almost get this of it being, it's going to sound bad, but as if he's bored, not bored of you, but bored in his life, as if he thought his life was going to be at a different place in this moment, as if he was going to be more content within himself. I'm just getting, it almost, best way to express this is, it almost feels as if like a midlife crisis. The best way I can say this, like there's that unrest, that discontent, and it's not about you. It's about where he is in his world, where he kind of believed he would be at this point in his life, and not feeling as if he fully embraced that. All that said, the overall impression here is you really need to sit down and have a conversation and do your best not. Pardon?
Am I going to lose him? Because he said they're done already, and I've spoken to the other woman every single day. That, she's not gonna continue, but I don't know. My husband is
okay. So keep this in mind again. Go ahead.
He's back, but I just wanna know if they have to do something to win him back.
Okay. So what I said a moment back about his own discontent, my heart tells me the relationship between the two of you is not done. But I do feel that you have to have a genuine conversation with him that's not accusatory. Meaning, like, if you say to him, I know exactly what you've been doing, and I spoke to her, and that he's not going to listen. It will fall on deaf ears. The overall feel here really is for you to say to him, I want to talk to you about all the good that we have shared. I want to talk to you about what I'd like to see for our future. See if you can approach him from a different angle that's about continuing forward, and recognize the things within him that keep you wanting to stay there. Because let's be honest, knowing what you do, you could say, you know what, I don't need this, and go away. But I don't feel like that's what's in your heart. I feel like there's that feeling of wanting to see you moving forward. But again, if you have a conversation that starts out with accusations, even if they are true, he's going to close down. If you start your conversation out with recognizing the good, he will be more open to hearing you. As to this other gal, he's not in love with her. I'm telling you, it has more to do with being restless, more to do with the discontent or boredom within himself. That you can't fix, but you can direct. And when I say that, as far as directing, what I mean is you can give him a different area of focus. Think about, for instance, what is the best time that you've ever had together? And actually write it down, refresh your own memory. And when you sit down to talk with him, say, you know what I was thinking about today? And tell him about that time. Invite him in to remembering those good feelings. Invite him in to reconnecting with you, not to immediately having a reconnection where it's perfect, but opening that door for him to start taking a look at what he has, what he's able to cherish if he is aware of it. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron, that he's not aware of it and all of a sudden he has to be reminded, but the truth is he's not focusing his attention there in this moment. And you want to bring it back around. So I'm going to just reiterate, say it's important to focus on how you can show him that there's still a link between you.
Okay.
Did you have a question there about that?
But we're not going to divorce, yeah?
I'm sorry, you're not what?
I don't want. We're not going to end up of divorce.
You're asking if you're going to end up in divorce. Okay, so the way this shows up for me, the way this feels is if you can start to do what we're talking about this evening, which is approaching the matter a little differently, you will find that he is more inclined to want to be there, because it really comes back to his own discontent, moreover, than it has to do with you. But I would say do silly little things like, what's his favorite food that you would make? Make it so that it's smelled through the house, the aroma just moves through the house. What sort of fragrance does he like? Bring that out. Try to, again, connect with him on a different level versus just what's going on and how do we fix this, and I don't want this to change, or I don't want a divorce, or step back from it, looking at it that way, and look at it from the regard of, okay, where were we connected? How did it feel before he became restless? Look at it that way. As to this other person, again, I'm going to tell you, I don't get him in love with her. I get this just as a distraction, for lack of a better way to put this. Sometimes we don't want to look within, and so we look for something outside.
Yeah, because the lady is receiving allowance from my husband every 2 weeks. And her friend told me that it's because her husband is not giving the husband is not giving her money at all from the husband. That's why when my husband started to offering allowance, then she got spoken to my husband.
So if I understood that correctly, your husband has offered her an allowance to help her because her husband is giving her. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So with that, you could actually approach him and say, I know you're doing a very kind thing by helping her with an allowance. Can we take a look at how that has an impact on our home, on us? And I know there's been mention of, but it's done. It's only done from the sense of he doesn't want to engage about it. So on one hand, I'm telling you, look at how do you reconnect with those good things? How do you bring forth those good memories? A sense interactions that are reminiscent of something that you did experience with him. And then on the other hand, I'm saying, ask about the home and the finances, but I'm saying that in the sense of he's very practical when it comes to money. And you might address it from the regard of, are you confident that helping her the way that you are is not going to take money? And phrase it this way, actually. Are you confident that the way you're helping her isn't going to take money away from you and your well-being?
Yeah.
Do you follow? Tweak it a little bit. So that, again, it's not accusatory, because I keep getting, he's a very proud individual. And if he's accused, and again, doesn't matter if there's relevance there or not, just the accusation will have him shut down. You want to try to keep the communication as open as you possibly can. And the best way that I can suggest that truly is creating that goodness within your space. There's so many things, little things that you can do that he could walk into the room and be reminded of something sweet. Perhaps you open up a photo album to some old photos of times that you were having so much fun, and you just have it on the table next to a cup of coffee. Things like that, where it's not, hey, I'm putting this in your face and you need to go back here, but it's more like, I remember those times. Do you remember when? Create conversations that actually pull the two of you together. And again, food, scent, think in terms of sensory perception. So you're looking at anything that would be reminiscent for him of something good between the two of you. Perhaps the two of you got a cat together. So bring up the cat. You see what I mean? Bring in anything that has to do with, again, the togetherness of the two of you, your interactions, and the good that's connected to it, without doing it, let's say, every single day of every minute. You want to do this in a way that it's subtle, but it's effective. And you can ask him, you start to see things soften a little bit. You could ask him, what is it that I might be able to do to make you feel happier? Or to make you feel more content? Use the word that works best for you, but it's kind of opening the door to, I want to work with you as a partner, without actually saying those words. You follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So bottom line, when you ask, is this happening? And if I were to say absolutely yes or absolutely no, my feeling right now is no. But that doesn't mean that there's not some upheaval between now and then. I do feel strongly that if you're able to pivot a little bit how you interact with him, that you can start again opening doors, as I mentioned. And the other thing too is you have to be in a place where you are not only loving, but lovable. And what I mean by that is you have to love you a little bit, because what I'm sensing here right now is feeling as if you are unloved, but at a level where you are not, You were not recognizing your own good. You know, when's the last time you looked in the mirror, honey, and you said, you know, you're pretty, or your eyes look great today? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get you upset. The one thing that I know with absolute certainty is when we exude love for ourselves, not just for the people in our lives, we create more love in our life. When we don't see ourselves in a loving way, when we're tough on ourselves, and not just tough because we're expecting ourselves to do something, but tough as in we are not liking ourselves, then what we do is we interrupt that lovely little flow of love that is supposed to be coming consistently. So with the things that I suggested about your husband, also think about for you. When did you see yourself in a better light? Think about things that you have accomplished, or that when somebody said, oh my gosh, you look really great today, or wow, you're so pretty when. Think about those things for yourself. They will lift your vibration. When you lift your vibration, you bring things into alignment better. You can do this.
Can I?
Pardon?
I would love to. Is my dad here? He passed away 8 years ago, December 4. Is there any chance that I can, if he wants to tell me something?
As far as your dad?
Yeah.
The biggest thing that comes through, and it's an odd sentence, but it feels like what I'm feeling is you know better, meaning you're more empowered than you think you are. But the words that I keep hearing are, you know better. So to me, this would mean that he sees you as somebody who's very capable of doing the things that we're talking about. Do something for yourself this evening. If you have a white candle in the house, light the white candle. And when you light it, do a little prayer, whatever prayer is comfortable in your faith. And then ask for your dad to help guide you through this tough time. And he will.
Okay.
Again, please know you will be okay no matter what. I know it's difficult, but things will shift. And you do have control in this moment. Thank you for calling. I truly wish you the best, hon. Try lighting.
Can I one more time? Can the other woman not gonna insist he herself to my husband? Because she said,
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Something about the other woman, and I just have a moment here. Does she see herself with your husband? Was that the question?
Yeah.
I don't get her in love with him any more than he's not in love with her. So, okay. No.
Thank you.
Please work on the things that we talked about.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a happy holiday.
You too. A general rule of thumb for all of us truly is we have to be good to us. I don't know why that's so difficult. We always look outside.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all doing really well. It's got a lot going on here today. There's a lot of spirit around, so I don't know if they're here for my caller, so I'm going to get stuck right into it. As usual, as I do every week, I do a 3-card pull for the collective. Please take what resonates for you, and if it doesn't resonate, just let it go. It might come up for you further down the track. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, don't worry about it, okay? Just let it go. All right. So if you have resonated, the card for you is this one by Archangel. On the card here, it says hope, optimism, and new beginnings. And this is just, like taking a move forward, and you may need to sacrifice something and give something up in order to get like a future reward. But it's like, well, for anyone who's watching the show, there's very alluring, and it's just offering all the different kind of mystical possibilities and the adventure and a sense of freedom as well. So if you're looking to do something like that, just consider moving forward and just trying something new, if that's what you're thinking about. If you have gravitated to the second card pull, this card is called Kinship, and it has community and about being with your group. This is really about being with like-minded people, people who get you. It's also a time to take some time out if you're feeling stressed and you need a rest mentally, physically, emotionally, just recharging your batteries. If you've been a little bit naive around at work or whatever, and things have gotten a little bit out of hand and you're feeling overwhelmed, just take some time out for yourself and with people that you feel comfortable with. Okay, if you've been drawn to card 3, and this is really about taking a leap of faith. There is a nice little beautiful safe area here in the front of the card, and there's this guiding light at the back, and it's like, come over across the pond, have a leap of faith, take a risk, and step into the beauty of something that is unknown, and just know that you've done the work. Now I've got my caller. I believe I've got Scott on the line. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
That's good. How can I help you today?
I just started going through a breakup, and I was just wondering what was ahead of what was going to happen.
Okay. All right. Let me have a look here, Scott. I can see that this this has not been very good for you. I feel like there's a lot of people that have been talking about things around all of this, like the failures. There's been bitching. It's sort of like very heavy, and I do feel like you've got some choices here. I feel like you wanted this to move forward potentially into like something permanent and long lasting. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I do feel like in a lot of ways you think that this person is like your other half, your twin flame. It's like a spiritual love that, you know, you're like meant to be together. But I'm feeling like you need to just have some hope for yourself and to realise that you can do whatever you want to do. And if you have any regrets and that about it, you know, this is what's making you feel like stuck here. Are you wanting to get back with this person?
I do.
Yeah. I feel like this will be a lot of hard work. I feel like this person is maybe like really digging their heels in around this, and you know the control is all around them. But I see you kind of wanting to make the romantic offers and the romantic gestures, and you know, and you're just wanting to follow your heart. And I feel like you're kind of really praying and trying to manifest this to. Sorry, what was that, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, Scott, what I'm getting is, look, don't place too much judgment around this. A lot of loss here that you're feeling, and it's just coming in. It feels overwhelming to me, like it's coming in like despair and a lot of regrets and that. Is there any is it like a bit of a toxic environment, like, you know, codependency, addictions, you know, anything difficult like that?
Yeah. I can't get along with her daughter and stuff like that. And it seems like she's just, like her daughter is winning kind of feeling.
Yeah. The one person that is coming in that is controlling everything. Feel like the daughter is being. How old is the daughter? Because I just want to say the daughter's being a bit of a brat, regardless of how old the daughter is.
Yeah. Yeah, she's 11.
Okay. She's because I see her being mean to you, but to her mum, she's pretending like she's being very sweet. It's like she's showing. It's like two sides of her. Does that make sense for you, Scott?
It does.
Yeah, and the mum is definitely siding with her. And look, none of us are perfect, Scott, so it's not to say that you might not say or do the wrong thing. And her daughter as well. However, she's choosing to only listen to the daughter and not to your side of the story. Yeah, she's things and trying to and criticize you and take, kind of like even sides, here. Look, what Spirit are saying to tell you is, like, there are new beginnings here, all right, for you. You have the courage, find somebody else where your life won't be so difficult, around this situation. And Spirit are like, just keep moving on, keep working on of yourself that you can be, all right? And it's kind of like just handing it over. And I feel like this woman, no matter coming up, she's got like a lesson to learn now in life. And your relationship with the mother could be difficult. Two of you to work that any healing around this. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Work on yourself, all right? And if it's meant to come back, it will. But she will continue to have problems no matter who she has a relationship with. So Spirit of Light, work on you and work on your future relationships with somebody else.
Just let her go.
Yes. She needs to work on herself right now. All right?
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Love Life with Katana Star. Katana Star. Live from katanastar.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Love Life
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to Love Life. I am Katie, aka Katana Star. If you would like to contact me for a private reading, you may do so through the web link that's on the page there, or follow my Facebook page, Katana Star, where you can send me a direct inbox. Now, firstly, I just want to say a huge congratulations to my beautiful friend Nicole for her debut show yesterday. Miss Nick, she was beautiful. Go back and watch it. The meditation was amazing, and she made a beautiful connection for someone in spirit. So I just wanted to say, on you, Nicole, you're amazing, you shine. Now, as for me today, I'm going to be doing a collective card as normal with my Sacred Circle deck. I'll also be taking a caller and see what comes out in the wisdom of the cards. Here we are in December already. I cannot believe where the year has gone, but, you know, good times ahead, I suppose. Christmas and all that fun stuff. And, yeah, coming up to a full moon now. We're not just yet. It's, you know, waxing crescent. You could say that things are starting to manifest. So it's a good time for manifestation and putting plans in place and things like that. All right, here we go. I'm going to stop waffling now and get this collective card out for everyone who's listening or watching or both. Here we go. Collective message, please. This one, the sun. Here comes the sun. The sun's beautiful. You know, the sun for me is that big burst of energy of joy. Okay, it's about lots of things, really. At the moment, I'm actually kind of feeling a sense of relief, a collective sense of relief. It's like we've shifted into this retrograde energy, and now we're kind of harnessing that and being able to roll with it. And the sun is all about finding that boost of confidence. It's also about healing. It's about basking in your glory and enjoying the little things as well. You know, it's a bit of a self-actualization thing too. And when the sun comes out, it's always a beautiful sign that, you know, no matter how rough the storm can get and how difficult things can be, sometimes the sunshine is always there, and it's time to stand in your glory and bask. So I have Gina on the phone. Hello, Gina. How are you?
Hi. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for calling. What can I do for you?
I'm hoping you have some kind of insight into my future or my financial situation.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can do a financial reading. That's no worries at all. So are we wanting to know more on a career-related financial thing, or is it more of an investment that you're thinking of, or something paying off on a project or something like that? If you could kind of narrow it for me, I can give you a more specific answer in what they say. Or would you just like general finances?
Yes, just general answers, just about my financial income.
Okay, so I'll ask the cards for some clarity regarding. Now, future readings are interesting because future readings can change. Just so you know, this is a disclaimer that I'll let you know, because the future is always in your power to change. But what will come out here is where your current energy is at and your current path that you are on in regards to finances, okay? And if something comes out that you don't like, Gina, just remember you have the power to change it, okay? And that's the beauty of the tarot. They're not set in stone. It's never set in stone. It's always about free will and choice. So I always give that disclaimer when I'm doing a future reading. It's based on where your current energy is at and where to from where you're at the moment. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to see what the cards say, and then what I'll do is ask for some guidance for you, okay, because that's what I find where people get the most useful information is when they ask for guidance or what they need to know. But we'll do both. How does that sound? All right, Gina, here we go. All right, let's get some clarity around finances for Gina. Future finances. All right. All right, so we've got Death, we've got the King of Cups, we've got the Two of Swords, Four of Swords, and the King of Swords. Okay. And I felt the need to go one more, and I've got the Shaman there, which is equivalent to the Hierophant. All right, so straight up, the two big cards here that we've got, you've got the Death card, which represents transformation. So this is suggesting in your near future, there's going to be a huge change with your finances, Gina. Whatever your situation is at the moment, it's about to end, okay? Now, it's not a bad thing. Death, it always brings transformation for something bigger and better, okay? It may feel painful at the time, but often what it does is end something because it's just stagnant and it needs to go. It's a bit like, if you look at the picture there, she's harvesting the corn from the fields, okay, ready to start anew. So something's about to change in your life, okay? And I've got the King of Cups right next to this at the moment, Gina. Now, the King of Cups, he can represent a man in your life, okay, sort of mid-40s onwards. I'm getting he's either a person in your life, okay, and there's going to be ties cut there, all right? There could be financial ties cut, or there could be some kind of emotional investment even that links into money and finances, all right? And I'm looking at him here, and because he's got his back, he's sort of looking on this death situation, so his back's not turned on it. So this could even be him instigating the situation, okay? It doesn't always have to be a he, it can be a she as well. The King of Cups is the masculine element of water, and if you want to link into the star signs, the sun signs, he could be, Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces. But he can also be a person, a stage that you're at in your life. You've got two kings here, though. Look, you've got the King of Swords, you've got the Two of Swords, and you've also got the Four of Swords. Okay. I'm getting the indication here that there's going to be conflict, all right, between these two kings, all right? Now, like I said, they can be two males in your life, or they can represent the energy of what's going on here, okay? There's going to be some sense of conflict because you've got the opposition card here, and that's telling me whatever's about to change in your financial situation, that there is going to be a need for you to retreat from this, okay? The reason I say that is because the Four of Swords is here. This could be quite a stressful thing for you that you're going to be going through, but try not to panic, just go with the flow and take that time that you need to sort of retreat from the situation and rest. The other thing I'm also getting here too with the opposition card, there could possibly be an illness associated with something to do with finances, okay? Now, that might look in the form of one of these kings here maybe seeking some kind of financial payout, all right? So I'm not sure if someone's recently lost their job or they've been injured or something like that, where they're seeking compensation for something, all right? Because that's what the Death card would represent too, that massive sort of change of lifestyle. The Shaman's here as well, highly, this card here, in this deck, it's a little bit of a cross between the Hierophant and the Hermit, okay? And this is all about going within and really embracing solitude time to set your priorities straight, okay? What I'm getting very much from this is there are circumstances going on around you, Gina, that are asking you to emotionally detach yourself from in regards to finances, okay? Because I think they're out of your hands. And it's to do with either two males in your life, or it could even be the same male that could possibly be unwell, seeking some kind of compensation or some kind of payout. Does that make sense to you? Because that's sort of what I'm getting, and that's going to change the lifestyle, but it's going to be quite stressful, and there's a need for you to sort of retreat from all of that. Yeah, look at that, the Six of Swords. That's asking you to retreat from this situation, all right? In regards to directly what guidance I can offer you in this situation. But yeah, massive changes coming up. Let's see. I do see, in terms of, look, there's the Six of Discs there, all right? So the Six of Discs is here. This is about flow of energy in finances and giving and receiving. It is actually a good sign if it comes to things like that, if someone is pursuing some kind of payment or compensation or something like that, it's a good sign that will be delivered, because it's a sign of resources coming in when needed most, okay? So that's an indication things will be okay financially. It will be a difficult situation, this transformation phase, But again, it's asking you to really focus on your self-care, and it's asking you to try not to be so emotionally invested in it. And that's why the King of Cups was there, I believe. Reflection, Page of Cups. Okay. So this is all about, when the Page of Cups come out, this is all about inner child stuff. Personally, this is for me in this situation. It can represent a younger person in your life. I'm not sure if you have children or not, Gina. But for me, this is about inner child stuff, and it's about reminding you to go back to your inner child and really, really look at what's important to you in that sense of, okay, yes, we need comfort. Yes, we need stability. Yes, we need to have a roof over our head and all this sort of stuff. At the same time, it's asking you to really go back to the basics and remember the little things and remember your priorities and your hopes and dreams of what that little person inside you that's always with you, what was important to them when they were young. Okay, that there's a little gentle reminder there. I'm going to do some cards as well with the Oracle to ask you for some guidance. Here we go, in regards to your finances. All right, so there's something here about cruising along, taking your time, and there's the overseas word there as well, and it's all coming together within a couple of months. So this card can mean two things. It can mean literally going with the flow with this situation and cruising along, or it can actually mean that with the changes that are coming up for you, this might enable you to be able to go on a holiday or even look at travelling overseas or something like that. So you can actually kind of, it depends what the surrounding cards are. Let's have a look. I'll do another quick shuffle. There was a quick prompt there that I've got 2 minutes left. Is this making sense for you so far, Gina?
Yes, but I feel like some of the things you're telling me have already proceeded to happen.
Sorry, what was that?
So I said, yes, some of the things you have said have already happened. So, yes, it makes a lot of sense.
So we're wanting to know more about the future, but the future's saying that, yes, there are still changes to come. So let's have a look. Okay, there's love, romance and improvement here. Are you currently in a relationship, Gina?
No.
Watch out because there's someone who might come in who might try and manipulate you around money, okay? I've pulled out the deceit, the betrayal, the mistrust, and the love cards there as well. All right, so just keep your guard up in regards to people who might come in, who might appear in your life with some kind of incentive to do with finances. Just watch out for them because they're not well intended, okay? That's a little gentle nudge just to keep your intuition, listen to that gut feeling inside, Gina. And as mentioned with the advice from the Oracle, just trust and go with the flow. I'm going to get one more card for you because I've got 60 seconds left, maybe 30 now, just for a bit of guidance for you. There you go, Page of Swords. It's going to be a new journey for you. Okay, so this whole experience with the financial situation that you're in is going to be a beautiful new journey that you're going to learn from, okay? But go with the flow with it, and also try not to get emotionally invested too much in other stuff that's going on in terms of other people's influence and things like that, okay? So that's what I've got for you. I do have to get going, Gina. I hope that was helpful for you, and all best, and go back within to that inner child and remember the small things, the little things in life that matter most, okay? And that'll help you with your healing journey through this.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny with Eleanor Gray. Eleanor Gray. Live from GraceDestiny.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, hi, how are you all? And welcome. Eleanor Grace here, and we're doing our Psychic Destiny show here today. So I hope you're all very well. Remember, on my Psychic Destiny show, I'll be using some cards. These are the Rider-Waite cards. I'm a psychic medium, so I will connect to spirit as well. I'll be using crystal ball. This is my honey crystal ball. It's citrine, actually. Now, citrine is all about prosperity. Well, we all need a bit of that, don't we? Especially this time of year, coming up to the festive holidays. Isn't it wonderful? And of course, we're coming to the end of 2025, starting a new year, 2026. Well, we wonder what that will bring to us all. Hopefully lots of peace. That's what we want. We want world peace. Is that what we're looking for? So let's have a look at your cards then today, and I will connect to you using my psychic ability, my psychic experience. I'll look into your lives from today, recent past. Maybe you have to dip back a little bit to see what's been going on, and also being able to look forward, to really make that progression and to see where you're going, or who's coming into your life, and who's going to be your new best pal, your best friend, and work. We've got to consider what we're doing every day, haven't we? So I'm looking forward to speaking to you and to understanding your situation, connecting with you as quickly as I can, and being able to give you that hope and that comfort from those loved ones as well who are passed over into spirit. And none of us know quite exactly what we're looking at when we pass into spirit. What we do know is that nothing ever really dies. We're here, we're an electrical force, and we survive most transitions in our lifetime. So we'll be having a look at angels coming in and how we can celebrate our own lives and those that have gone before us, who've passed over as well. So firstly, I'm going to take a card here for everyone, and just to see exactly what we're feeling. So this is the money card, actually. It's the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is all about being able to make savings, perhaps be a little bit frugal, perhaps get your money out. It's time to spend. And this, I think, is an opportune time for all of us to perhaps look at our resources, decide not to be so self-centered, and really to decide on how we're going to really splash out and enjoy the end of 2025. And I've got my first caller here. It's Priya. Hello there, Priya. And you're in London, I believe, in England. Hello there.
I am. Hi there. Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's my pleasure. Okay, let's have a look at you, Priya, and let's see exactly what's happening. I'm connecting to you, first of all, with using the cards, and you've got the Judgment card here. Very, very important time, I feel this is for you. I'll just hold that up for you so that you can see. But the Judgment card is all about making a decision and not necessarily having a judgment call. You're not going to be in judgment of other people. But what this represents for you, Priya, is that you have got to internalize all of the factors that are around you. Really think about other people that are around you, how you can establish yourself in your friendship groups, and really make decisions about who is important and who isn't. Because I do see here that what you're likely to experience, Priya, is that some people will leave your life and you'll be wondering why. Why is that happening? I'm not talking so much about close personal relationships. I'm talking about friends here or work colleagues, people that you perhaps related to very well or trusted as well and given your heart to and really, experienced a closeness. And I feel that there's some of those individuals who are just sort of backing off, moving on, and they're being replaced here with new and interesting, positive-minded individuals. So I think there's an exchange of values going on in your life about who is relevant and who isn't. And it's about that transition for you. And this is what the judgment call is all about. So you will be, or will have, I think, recent past, been feeling a little bit isolated, a bit of a wounded soldier as well, perhaps a bit bruised and battered from life, and you having to have received perhaps some criticism. I've just got daggers that are going at you here. They're not actually penetrating you. They're not invading your skin or really allowing you to feel hurt, but it's more about a pride and status situation, egos being at stake as well. So look at those close around you, particularly in the workplace, and think about exactly what it is that you'd like to do. The moment that you think, well, this is what I would like to do, that's the moment that everything begins to be manifested and come back into your life and make you feel brilliant. And here you've got the world. Now, this is your third card out here today. So the world card is really explaining to you that you have freedom from those restrictions that are around you. And you may not feel them at the moment, Priya, but they are there. They could be an invisible barrier to your success and happiness. So freedom and expansion are very, very much your watchwords here for December. And I feel with you, it's a bit of a trial getting through the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's sludge. It's, to have to do this. And then you're going to break free, I think, in January. And that's going to be the start of the new Priya. I've got lots of books around you, Priya, and books are always full of knowledge and full of wisdom as well. So I think that's what you're being given here from Spirit. Wise words, and you're being given that sense of elevation. So your life is going up, you're stepping up, and that's not a bad thing at all. Now, we've got some harmony around you as well. This is a loving relationship, and this is really plonked right at the beginning of next year, January, February, important dynamic change time for you. So I think that you are going to feel very loved and very warm and very much in love yourself at that time. Lots of romance, lots of sense of being content. There's a contentment and a warmth in your heart. I love that. I really love that. There's a bit of a delay as to what happens next within this close and personal relationship, but just let some time pass. That's all that you need to do. Letting time pass is really important, and it's an amazing strength as well. Test of your own character. This is what I'm feeling, Priya. So where are we, Priya, with these cards now in your reading? Do you agree that this is a time of change for you? Are you feeling that yourself?
Yeah, very much, actually. I feel like this is a really pivotal moment in my life. It feels almost like the end of a cycle of a decade, actually.
Okay, so that's a big one then. If it's a whole decade, that really is quite a big move. And that's the sort of energy that's here. So watch your step around those close people as well. They do seem to be surprising. I feel that it's going to be unexpected, Priya. You won't be looking at these individuals in the way that you're thinking, oh, yes, I can rely upon that person, rely upon this one. But also, don't hang out the people that you think may have offended you either. Just let people be, because there's some of those individuals that are going to be quite important next year. So you've got prosperity here in this honey crystal today. I also want to give you either Stephen or Stephanie. It's a name that's been coming in and in and in as I've been going through your reading. So have you got any connections to either of those two names? That's the first thing I want to ask you. Okay. All right. If you haven't, then watch for these names to come forward, because they are very, very much around you. And that's stepping into your future pathway. There's also a strong spiritual connection when you listen and read this, view this video. When you look at it back, you will see that I'm connecting to spirit. There's an angel that's floating around you, Priya, wanting to take care of your head. So stroking your head, keeping you calm, getting rid of those anxieties, getting rid of those difficult moments as well that you've got to transcend, because you're going through this transition. It's been a decade, it's been a long time, and this, I think, is where everything begins to happen for you. So I wish you well, very well. And I'm now going on to my next caller. So Priya, have a little listen and a view back on to this video, and you will see angels connecting in spirit. Stephen, Stephanie, very important names for you to connect to. And you're transitioning into a brand new start. Come January, February, that's it. Romance, love, adoring you. That's very much in your future path. So I think we've got Shauna now here on the line. Hello, welcome to Eleanor Grace. Hi. Are you there? Hello, hi. How are you doing here?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Okay, got a sore throat. It's just one of those. It's been around me all November and it just won't go. So I probably sound a little bit husky, but never mind. Is it Shauna? Is that how I pronounce your name?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, got the pronunciation right. Shauna, I'm looking at the cards. I'm just shuffling a few of them here for you. But the one thing that I want to say to you straight away, Shauna, is that you need to be careful here of deceitful people around you, people that you may have trusted, completely, because you've got an honest heart, you've got an honest mind, and openness is there with you. You're a very open and warm person. But I do feel that somebody has been a bit mischievous, and perhaps you has given you a reason not to trust them. So some mistrust here and a little bit of deceit. So be aware that not everybody that you're going to encounter in the next few weeks is going to be completely honest and above board. So that's what I'm feeling. There's also a person here, there's a male here. I think he's in your life, and he is really sort of pulling back and then pushing himself forward, pulling back, pushing. Do you understand that? Has your relationship been very sort of off and on? Because I've got this, sort of want to push him there, and then no, we're going back here, and it's very difficult to get this person, this guy, to just stand still and be very open with you, talk to you. Maybe this is where I'm seeing some deceit and dishonesty. Because it's the very first thing that I connected to with you. However, that doesn't mean to say that this is a trend that's going to continue. It can just be something that's happening right now. I think that you are very much the power in the relationship that you have, and that you are the one and actually will call the shots, regardless of your feelings, regardless of how you may be, I can't live without this person, he's wonderful, he's marvellous, all of those things. Well, he is marvellous, of course he is, but he has to be putting you first. He has to be saying, do you know what, Shauna is my priority number one. And I'm not seeing that at the moment. I think he is priority number one. So let's just have a little bit of a reversal here. I'm going back to September, 2 or 3 months ago, that sort of time, end of August, beginning of September. There was a marked change in him then, and there was also a sudden rise of anger, or his temperament changed as well. Is that true? Did that happen within him? No?
Yeah. There was, I can resonate with that.
Okay. Was it that sort of time as well? End of August, beginning of September, that sort of end of the summer. Money pressures was there as well. I've got pressure financially, and really feeling as though can't do enough, haven't got enough money, can't spend my way through this, can't take myself into any sort of new situation. So yeah, I feel that was difficult. But you've got the Sun card here now, so you got over it. It did pass. It wasn't going to really impact your life in a way that would have been so very damaging. So well done to you, because I think you were actually the one there that made everything work. That I think you were the one that pulled it all together, and perhaps put yourself in a financially adverse situation. Well done you. I mean, sometimes we do what we have to do because we're trustworthy and we're wanting the best for me and mine, for you and yours. You're wanting to make sure that close family and those partners are actually being cared for. So your soul is so true. You've actually got spirit coming through, and I want to go to, there's two initials here, one of S and one of P, and I'm being given Sheila and Pat, only because that's the way that I would recognise those initials. So I want to quickly ask you, Shauna, S and P, do they resonate to you in spirit, or am I literally bringing in guides for you? Because there's new people and there's a huge amount of hands that I've got right in front of you. It's like these hands are coming out to greet you and grab hold of you and say, look, I really, really love you. So I think there's a new circle, and that circle of individuals are going to mean the world to you. So your guy at the moment, yes, we've got this stop, start. We have got this bit of indifference as well. He's got a true heart, though, and he can come through if he wants to. But the question that I want you to ask yourself, and I want to ask of you, is, are you ready? Is he ready? Are you ready for this time where you've got to literally tread on eggshells? It's not very comfortable. It isn't easy. And you have to also question, well, is it so hard to be happy? Is it hard to be happy? Shouldn't be. You should have somebody in your life who is making you feel marvelous and wonderful and uplifted and brave enough to face the next day and to take on every challenge in life. So I think that this is what's facing you, Shauna. So do you recognize the S and the P? Have we got that with you? Yeah?
His last initial of his last name is a P.
Is it? Okay. And your S, of course. But is there a spirit? Yeah. Is there any connection in spirit? That's why I'm getting S and P.
My mom.
Maybe your mom.
My mom is an S.
Okay. She's with you. Do you miss her, don't you? What's happening now then? Is it an anniversary, special day? Is there a birthday or something? Because I'm getting birthday cakes, candles here. So Spirit is showing me this. Is that what you're about to do? Do you light candles for your mum? Do you?
Sometimes. Yeah. Her birthday is the 27th.
That's what it is then. Oh, do you know, she loves you so much. Still does. Always will. She'll always look over you. don't cry for her. I know that it's upsetting and it's emotional when you get a message coming through. It's powerful, especially the name. It's interesting that she's given you S&P. So are you hoping to marry this man? Is this deep in your heart? Is this a wish here that you have, Shauna?
Maybe later on down the road.
Yeah, but I mean, was it something that you really wanted? You know, okay, we've got rocky roads at the moment, but you know what? Every relationship has rocky roads, and you've just got to straighten things out because you can, because you have the power in the relationship. It was from Spirit, this S&P, so it may well be that this is your man, and your mum is telling you that, and she is giving you that initial. That's going to be your initial, S&P, so your married initials. And I do see lots of doves here, so that's peace coming into your heart and into your mind. Do you have a little girl?
I do. She's 16.
Ah, okay, not so little. Okay, but she looks so sweet. I mean, you can say sweet 16, but I've got a very pretty face. And your mum is wanting to do this. I don't know whether she did this with you. You can see it on the video. I'm just holding my chin here and my cheeks, you know, sort of giving you that sort of hug. And that very, very special blessing, I think. And that's going to your daughter as well. I think she has a long way to go. There's lots of training that's coming in, education, higher level. She's clever. Do you feel as though she's a clever girl? And your mum here is sort of saying, look, she wants her, she can see qualifications, you know, lights, her name in lights, and you know, being lifted up as well. Got the M initial now, initial of M. Who is that? Can you take that, Shauna? Is that in
living
spirit?
or non-living? Spiritual or living?
I don't feel as though it's a living person. No, I feel that this is another spirit that has joined your mum because it's coming from her. But sometimes when I connect to spirit as close as you are to your mum, then she's trying to shout out something to you. So it can be either in this situation. What's the first thought in your mind? Let me check that one out.
Actually, my ex.
Okay. Is he your daughter's father?
No.
No. Okay. Well, who was nasty? Who was difficult? Because I think that's what your mum is trying to say to me.
Him.
Whoever. Okay. Your ex.
He was very messy.
Yeah.
His name is Mike.
Oh, was it? Okay. Well, she didn't like him. That's all he wants to say. Didn't like him at all. So she moved him away. It's as though if you can imagine that she would blow as a big sort of breath coming down from spirit and blew him away. That's what she's saying. We want to blow him away. He won't come back. It's a bit like a dragonfly spirit. Look for some dragonflies around you. You know, these big sort of.
My mama loves dragonflies.
Ah, okay. You're on what? Sorry, say again.
My mom loves dragonflies.
She's sending them to you. That's why I've got that. Because I'm saying, watch out for the dragonfly in your home, because that's her. You know, you're going to see some. And it's about that spirit connection. It's about making, it's like a ladder, you know, and you're climbing up the ladder. And there she is. There's a hand holding you up, but it's a dragonfly. So they're flying all around you and giving you that transition. Do you know, I think this relationship, I think you're going to make it. You're going to make it in this one. I'm looking here. You've got to fight. Look here. Queen of Swords, you're an intelligent woman and you know what you want. So get it in balance, get the money right, because money has been an issue and a problem. So that needs to be resolved. You need to talk about that. Get that right, get that straight, take responsibility, each of you, for whatever the money situation is, and then talk about the power play. Because I think that you've got somebody here that tends to just retreat when he can't get his own way or when he finds things are getting tough and, he just removes himself. Well, that's no good. He does, doesn't he? That's what I'm going to see my mate. Oh, dear.
Spot on.
Well, you've got to pull him back and say, look, you keep doing this, it's not going to work. It won't, because you want to be able to have some freedom to do the same thing yourself. And, you want to do it together. And that's what I see here for you, the opportunity to do things together and to have a shared path. And you will have. It's not going to be too difficult for you to make that gain. And I do see you as well using this Christmas time as an opportune moment for you to, both of you, just make some promises to each other. It's like making a pact and saying, I don't want anybody else. Start there. Just start there. I'm not looking to replace you. I'm not looking to just have, the next guy that comes along. I want to put down roots. I want to make this work. Talking about roots, I do feel that there's quite a lot of movement in terms of geographical locations now. Travel is going to be important. Do you find yourself traveling a lot anyway?
Well, I'm here and there. We're staying with his parents right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was the walking on eggshells that I felt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. P's and Q's, yes, please, thank you, and all of that are very difficult. You've got the devil card here, which is a fabulous card in your situation. It's actually all about passion. Still holding on to the crystal ball here, and this is for prosperity, which is what I'm wishing for you, because I'm going to blow prosperity towards you, because you need some money. You need to get that anchor, and that will make everything change. So you're looking here at this devil card, and this is about passion and sex, sexiness, attraction. That's between the two of you. So you've got that to manage, which is great. You don't need to worry about that. It's all there. You don't have a problem. But the walking on eggshells is the negotiation, because the devil is always about, let's look at the detail. Let's negotiate our way through this particular problem. And that's exactly what you're going to do. Come February, Shauna, you will be in a different space. So you've just got a couple of months. That's all. And then you'll be great. You'll be absolutely great. And you have a wonderful 2025. Come to the end of the show now, but I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your story as well with us. And I hope to see you again soon. I'm Eleanor Grace, and thank you for tuning in to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. See you next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So this week coming up with the planets, we're still in a Mercury retrograde. So that's causing a little bit of havoc there with any sort of like risks. If you're taking a risk or starting anything new, travel plans, maybe a little bit chaotic or not work out as planned. But today especially, we have Mercury going to conjunct the Sun. So there might be maybe more going within with that energy, or you could also be thinking about things from the past or going over things in your head that might not make sense, but all about the past or just being in your head generally today. You also might find there's more like frustrating things happening around you. Could be technology as well, or just communication in general. And then we've got tomorrow, we actually have a Mars retrograde coming up. So that will be in Leo. So Mars retrograde in Leo, it is going to bring, I feel like, a little bit of craziness, a bit of chaos that's going to be happening around the world. There could be like, I feel like alter egos coming out with this retrograde with Mars. I feel like could be a lot of blame, people like blaming others for certain things that's happening and not taking responsibility or ownership. I just feel like that this is going to bring about maybe a lot of people who have anxiety, maybe more coming out with that. It also could be about maybe avoiding conflict too with that coming up. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens because we're still going to have the energy of today of the Mercury conjunct the Sun there. Plus, we've also got tomorrow, we've got Venus, which is going to be conjuncting Pluto coming into Aquarius. So that's also going to be, so the energy that's building up right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next 24 hours around the world or in your own life with that. Venus coming into Aquarius, it's not a very loving Aquarians. They are playful, but they are not overly affectionate signs. They are signs that sort of hold back, and sometimes they're called quite cool, quite cold. But it's just that they detach, and they're not a sign of just they want to help, but they may not want to show a lot of affection. And then we've got coming up this week, there's also an opposition coming up here with Venus and Mars. So they're going to be starting in opposition with each other. That's coming up. So that could be, and with that in retrograde, the Mars there, might be with relationship. Jupiter, which is still going to be in the opposition with Mercury going retrograde as well. So that could be causing, if it was indirect, I'd say luck with communication, but because in retrograde, things in the past, yes, there's luck with, but anything, it's just not a good time to start any new projects. Just sit on anything that you want to start new and just wait for the end of the retrograde to do that. So it might be that you might be hearing the things you want to start new might not be what you want to come out with that. We've also got Mercury tri-Mars, which is actually quite good for communication. And then we've also got a square with Mercury and Saturn. There could be problems with communication there, and especially with that retrograde, it's more issues, more problems coming up, things bubbling up to the surface, I feel. I just feel like this is going to bring about these energies. I do feel like it's about trying to be happy and trying to do things out of relaxation and trying to, but it also could be a sense of not being able to sleep or a sense of the energy feeling a bit unstable and a little bit of chaos that we've already had around the world and with things happening up every often. It's just not been non-stop during the year. Let's go to a caller. So we've got Danielle, who's in New York, so in America. Yeah. So hi, Danielle. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
Oh, I've got some issues going on in my life. Was wondering if I could get some answers.
Okay, sure. So, do you have any what's going on? Like, do you know what's happening? Like, what area?
It has to do with my eldest son and his wife and children.
I just feel like things are very in his mind. It's very unstable. I'm just getting in his mind. So I just feel the way he's thinking, the way he's feeling, is that things around him are just feeling unstable. And I do feel like he is quite loving, but I feel like holding back a little bit. And I feel like there is a thing of miscommunication here where he's not wanting to tell people everything, or really I feel like he's kind of stuck in the situation that he's in. But I feel like there needs to be more communication that's coming up, because I feel like there's a communication breakdown that's going on. I see you trying to support like him. So is this about his relationship that he has?
I'm sorry?
Is this about a relationship that he has? So is your son in a relationship? Yeah.
Yes, he's married.
Okay, because I feel like you're supporting both of these people. Because I heard you're supporting him, but also her. The problem as well with this, that the partner, I feel like, is not coming to the party. So I feel like she's not making things easy. I feel like that she could be more open and more understanding. And I feel like she's putting a brick wall up. And that's what's also making it hard for this relationship. And there's also like an alter ego that's coming out here with this. But she's quite unstable herself. I'm just feeling like with her, she knows of things. I feel like maybe she's experienced a lot in her life that she needs to work on or let go of. The decision will be made about this relationship. I feel like it's going to be more next year than this year. I do feel like I'm going to say by the end of January and going into February, there's a decision that's made about where this relationship's going to go and where it's going to head. I feel like you're there as best you can to be supporting them. You're very loyal to your son, and I feel like there could be even legal stuff coming up with. I see law, like the hammer, judge's hammer. So that means law coming up. It's two. I feel like your son's quite a good guy. It's just negative thoughts that's coming up with this as well. I just feel like with this partner, she needs a bit of a talk. Someone needs to be able to talk to her and sort of tell her. But maybe that they can go to a person that's I don't say a therapist or someone who's sort of Switzerland, who can be open-minded about this. But I do feel like there's a decision to be made about where this is going to be heading and what's going to be happening. I'm going to say January, by the end of January going into February, I just feel like there's a decision that's made where this is going to happen. I just feel like the communication with it it's just not there. Does that make sense?
Right. That very much makes sense.
Okay. But over the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to be very involved with him and helping him get through this transition and help him through where what's happening around him. I just feel like don't worry about her. I'm just hearing don't worry about her. She lands on her feet. But I just feel like she's going to make things a little bit harder for him is what I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. This. Does he have children as well? Get 2 children for him. Does he have children yet?
Yes, he has 2 children.
Oh, okay. So I've got 2 children. So the children have also been caught in the middle with this as well, is what I feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I love both parents dearly, and I feel like they can't choose one with the other as well. I just feel this is very complicated over the next 6 to 12 months. There's complications with this, and I do feel like there needs to be maybe some sort of mediation that might be coming involved with this as well, whether it be through like a counsellor, a therapist, or whether it is going to court. I do see a judge's hammer, so it could be court. But in you, I feel like you're a very strong person. You're standing by your son. It's hard, it's easy for me to say him to stress less, but I do feel like he needs to. If he's a smoker, or if he can get stressed, if he does things to like smoke or something to release pressure, I feel like he needs to sort of try maybe direct his energies in different directions as well. So I do see smoking.
I'm sorry, what is he smoking?
I don't know. I see smoking. I just see someone smoking. So I don't know if it's like just like he smokes when he's stressed, or if anyone's smoking, or if it's someone else. But I just feel like I'm just seeing smoking. So.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
sure.
I don't know. He used to smoke, but he doesn't anymore, as far as I know. He may when he's stressed. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt like stress, and I just feel like he needs to direct. If that's what he's doing, he just needs to redirect that energy in a different, somewhere else. Not smoking is what I feel for him.
Right.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Well, yeah, because part of the communication breakdown is with him, where I have not been able to speak with him.
He doesn't want to. I feel like, look, there's a thing here where he's not wanting to. Look, I feel like you're going to talk to him quite very soon, and I feel like there will be lots that gets shared with you, and I feel like you're going to be a bit shocked, but I feel like he's trying his best to mend this relationship with this other lady. I feel like it's very, very hard. Just know that, just make sure, which I'm sure you do anyway, that you're there to support him, because he will lean on you over the next 6 to 12 months. I do feel like that. Okay?
Yeah, I hope so.
I feel like he will. So just be there and be his rock and be his support for this time.
Okay. And then I'm going to also ask you about my older brother being involved somehow.
Being involved? Okay, I feel like with him, he needs to sort of stand back a bit from the situation and not really get involved. I feel like he's trying, but I feel like with him trying and being involved, it's sort of meddling a little bit. So I do feel like he needs to take a step back a little bit, because I do feel like I kind of feel like you're more the best one to deal with this situation. But too many people getting involved is going to make things very complicated. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Thank you today. So everybody, I'm homeward bound. So soon after this show, I'm actually on the plane going back home to to Australia. So I'm in Christchurch, New Zealand, sitting in the airport broadcasting to you. So I hope you've had an amazing week. Next week, I'm back in Oz, back in Australia, and I'm available for readings. If you want to contact me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. My Facebook page is also Lady D Psychic Parties. My Instagram is Lady D Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube is Lady D or Danielle Psychic. I hope you have an amazing week. And as I said, I'll see you back home in Australia, same time, different place next week. So bye for now.
Hello, my cherished ducklings. And if you're wondering why I look like a 1970s country western singer, I will tell you. It's because it is a slightly challenging week for me.